Hey, I'm on the edge of my seat here, back again with another brand new video, and today I'll be no damaging all the final bosses in the Roblox saga, and it should be said, spoilers for the entire Roblox franchise, which is very much connected to the Yakuza franchise, or as it's known now, the Like a Dragon franchise. Spoilers for every single one of those games released from 2005, 1985, all the way to 2024. Now, this compilation will not include Roblox boss fights from 2025 because we do not exist in that time period yet, but we're not that far away. Less than 3 months, we will enter that new era, and it will be a new era of Roblox titles, Yakuza titles, Dragon titles, and Like a Dragon titles. So here we are with the final boss fight of Roblox Kiwami 1. It should be said that every single final boss fight here is from my full-on no damages of every single boss fight in these specific Roblox games. These are only the final boss fights from every single video put into one big video. And in retrospect, I feel like I could have done this Akira Nishikiyama fight better. It's not as stylish as it could be. I think it's a little bit more stylish than my Yakuza Kiwami 1 attempt of the fight, because I do employ the Godspeed mechanics a little bit more, but I do tend to mess up the Godspeed mechanics a bit more. And I'm kind of talking from the perspective of a no-damager who's familiar with the work of other no-damagers in the field who have done some really insane things with Godspeed, but I feel like maybe there might be a couple average players or just people who have just hopped on the series recently who have no idea what I'm talking about, because while the Godspeed mechanics in Kiwami 1 are fantastic, they're not really necessary or just needed by the average player. You can kind of get away with just doing tiger drops, but once you're like nearly fully upgraded, or once you get this specific upgrade, once your heat bar is in the red or nearly full, you can pretty much just do this boom, big super thing, and every single fighting style has different properties for when you do this big super thing. But when you do this big super thing with the rush style, it just makes you insanely faster. And I was a little bit slow there, and it's because I did not take advantage of all the speed tech with the Godspeed style. Honestly, I would recommend watching other no-damagers who really employ Godspeed combos to get a better idea of like how to do this. I don't think there's a tutorial out there on how to best take advantage of the Godspeed combos, because there are tutorials for certain Yakuza games, certain Roblox games. This is not going to be important until way later in the video, like with Lost Judgment and Lost Roblox, but T-Lover X7 made a nearly 2-hour-long video. I'm pretty sure the video is longer than... No, it's not 2 hours. Actually, slightly under 2 hours. It's like an hour 43 or an hour 53. So this video is technically longer than that. And here we have the dramatic flashbacks to all the very emotional events of Roblox Kiwami 1, like when Akira Nishikiyama almost became Roblox but denied it to kill the only people that cared about him in the end. Just incredibly like gray morality, just super depressing stuff. But yeah, I think Roblox Kiwami 1 may have a better narrative than Yakuza Kiwami 1, because they really played down the silliness and just like fully honed in on the character drama between Roblox Kiryu and Nishikiyama. Just incredibly powerful stuff. I think what's disappointing me about these combos, in air quotes, that I'm doing with the Godspeed mechanics is that I'm not really doing combos per se, because Kiwami 1 combos means that you're kind of like hitting the enemy from the back and stunning them. If you hit them from the front, they can pretty much recover from like your combos and try to attack you back. But if you're always hitting them from the back, they won't recover and they'll just take the full combo, and well, that's what makes it a combo. But every time I activate Godspeed, I seem to be activating it during the exact periods where the Roblox Kiwami 1 boss fights enter their healing phase. So they're pretty much just like a big like damage sponge at that point, and pretty much will allow you to hit them no matter like how many times you hit them. They'll just continue like reloading their health bar. So it doesn't really count as me doing a fancy combo where I'm like knocking them out of that state. They just kind of are in like a vulnerable state. And yeah, it just isn't as cool, but hopefully you learned something from this video, or it inspires you to just go on and do even crazier combos here. And right now I'm about to enter kind of a finale state for this boss fight. If you have your damage fully upgraded in Roblox Kiwami 1 and Yakuza Kiwami 1, some of these QTEs can really like destroy the boss fight, like absolutely annihilate. That's an entire health bar Nishikiyama has, and I'm going to delete it with like this final QTE, which to be fair, it is the final QTE, but there's certain no damagers, or just like certain just normal players who won't have their damage fully like healed up, fully leveled up, not healed up, and this final QTE won't be the end of the fight. Certain no damagers in the field actually won't attack the boss fight during their healing phase, precisely because they want it to last longer. But me, I actually do attack them during the healing phase. I tend to keep my heat actions pretty varied. I don't like repeating the same one over and over again. And here's just the emotional montage from Roblox 0, just showing how their bond formed and how it crumbled in Kiwami 1. Just like I'm telling you, the Roblox really plays on the emotion of that like final moment. And it just ends with this big final strike, which does sync up pretty nicely to the music, which I cannot let play out because Roblox series really likes using songs that will copyright claim my entire video, but I found out that the trick is that if I talk over the songs very, very loudly, the video won't get copyright claimed on my commentary side, but the no commentary version will be demonetized, but at the very least, it will be available to view worldwide. I've actually had situations where certain Roblox songs will block my video worldwide, and well, I've gotten pretty angry at those situations, and now we're in Roblox Kiwami 2, which has a bunch of different tech, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to fully explain all the tech in Roblox Kiwami 2. Not as complicated as Kiwami 1, I mean, especially the way I use it in this fight. But if you want more particulars on like how everything works here, I would recommend watching my original Roblox commentary videos on these specific games, where I'm a little bit more in depth because I'm doing those commentaries precisely after I'm done with these games. It's actually been years. This is actually the first Roblox no damage I've ever done. This was like the first one where like, this is the one that started the entire Roblox series, but I organized these final boss fights in chronological order of release date, not the dates where I beat every single Roblox game and no damaged every single Roblox game's boss fights, if you catch my drift. It is actually Kiwami 2 which might have like created my no damage of the Roblox franchise. I wouldn't say Kiwami 2 created the Roblox games themselves, but my no damages specifically of the franchise, because my original Yakuza Kiwami 2 video may be the worst no damage I've ever done. It might be one of my worst videos. I'm sure my commentary is still funny because a lot of people have seen it. It's still like a really viewed video on my channel, but it may be the worst no damage I've created. My recording looks really bad because my laptop cannot handle the game. And Roblox Kiwami 2, the graphics are still pretty low rent. However, Roblox Kiwami 2 does a really brave thing where it gets rid of the green filter of the original Yakuza Kiwami 2. So no green filter, basic filter here. No filter at all, actually. So the reds pop out more. That is very, very nice. But my original Yakuza Kiwami 2 no damage, my strategies were pretty basic. I just spammed the quick step attack over and over and over again, and it just made for a pretty boring fight. So in my Roblox Kiwami 2 no damages, I decided to just employ more combos, just more creative strategy, just more risk, and also it's done on legend instead of hard. So I just really, really wanted to show that off because Ryuji, I'm actually using my light attacks, I'm actually like landing like the end heavy attacks there. I'm landing heavy attacks in general, not just quick step attacks, and I really wanted to show that off. The annoying thing about this boss fight, though, is that if you fail this boss fight, you will have to repeat the previous two boss fights over and over and over again. I would probably say that this final boss may be easier than Sword Ryuji because Sword Ryuji just has weird properties to him, but this Ryuji also has weird properties to him, just because like Kiwami 2's combat just has weird properties that I'm not a fan of, because eventually you do enough combos, he's going to activate some sort of like invulnerability phase where every attack you do will bounce off of him. Sometimes when you do this beast charge, okay, the beast charge is one of the main things you're going to want to do with Kiwami 2's combat system. You have to like land it, and after you land it, you do a quick step attack, then you do these nice little combos here. And you're going to want to ideally do the combos from the back. If you hit him from the front, he's going to recover like a lot faster, but his state of recovery is typically random. And sometimes there'll be this random thing. Yeah, sometimes you'll enter a state where like the attacks will bounce off, you'll be slow, and you'll actually be like, you won't be able to dodge for like a split second because here you'll be stunned by the fact that he's like hitting Ryuji Goda's body for some reason. And every now and then that state will actually activate a lot quicker than you would expect. Like you'll do the beast charge attack, and then like you'll try to dodge into him, and like here you just won't. He'll be stuck in place, and I really don't know what causes that. Like some no damagers might have figured out exactly what causes that, but I swear it's random, and it just kind of makes the combat feel a little bit clunky and out of place. It just isn't really... And here I think I'm trying to... No, I've landed a few parries in the past, but I won't be doing that again. I really wanted to land this heat action here, just boom! Just to deal a lot of damage, and we're almost done with the fight here. It did take me like 4 to 5 minutes, but given how much health he has, I'd say that's acceptable. I do not have my attack fully upgraded in this fight. I really did not want to fully upgrade my attack here. My attack is at level 200 for this fight specifically. If you have it at 300, you could actually beat this fight in like 2 to 3 minutes, and the heat actions will do most of the work, but I really wanted the combos to do most of the work here, just to like really like just beat his ass right here. I really wanted to show that off. There's no damages, which I've done like a couple more specific combos, but the fact that I'm actually doing combos just makes it happy. I think this little no damage has aged decently well. The only things I would really change, just a couple more parries here and there, a couple more heat actions here and there. But yeah, I'd probably say that Kiwami 2 is still one of my least favorite Yakuza games, one of my least favorite Roblox games. There was still fun to be had here, but just the switch to the Dragon Engine combat in the beginning has a few ironing points that has a few points that are a little bit awkward in the beginning, just didn't really like it that much. And this series is a little inconsistent about how it fixes them because I believe in Roblox Eyes and Lost Roblox, there's a lot of great improvements. And then in Like a Dragon Gaiden and Like a Roblox Gaiden, The Man Who Forgot His Username, that Gaiden game specifically improves a lot of things from like Roblox 6 and Kiwami and Roblox Kiwami 2, but it also like kind of like deproves something. Like it kind of does certain things worse, and it was just a very, very strange time, that release specifically. And we're going to get to that final boss fight when we get to it, and I'll elaborate on that more later, but just very, very particular things. It's very weird particular things with the Dragon Engine combat system in Roblox and the Yakuza franchise and the Dragon franchise. And coming up next, we have a pretty divisive Roblox Yakuza title, and if you're playing this in the original Japanese, also the Dragon title, Ryuga Gotoku title. We might as well call it the Gotoku title. I'm like choking over the Japanese name right now, my goodness. And they actually hired me to do the voice acting for this dynamic intro alone. I have not been hired again, so don't worry about that. And yeah, no, this is probably one of my favorite final boss fights in the Yakuza Dragon and Roblox franchise. Just Mine just hits all the right notes story-wise. The themes are fantastic. The multiple phases, like I think Mine is one of my favorite boss fights because he has this habit of just changing his fighting styles on the fly. And if they were to do this fight again, they would kind of like split these fighting styles into like 4 separate phases. Like I'm comparing this fight to the Shibusawa fight, and I just prefer the way it's done here, where like it just keeps happening over and over again. So like you could be in the first phase of this fight and he'll just continuously go from normal Mine to orange Mine to purple Mine to red Mine, then purple Mine, then back to normal Mine over and over again. While in the Shibusawa case, you start off with pink Shibusawa, then you go to orange Shibusawa, and then you go to red Shibusawa, and like that's it. You know, it's like segmented, right? There's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. While Mine is constantly changing his phases. I think it's just more dynamic. It just feels cooler. And these phases could maybe have a little more going on. No, they actually have quite a bit going on. The first Mine is decently challenging, and I do tend to abuse the fact that he does these quick step attacks to pretty much parry him really easily in the first phase. In the orange phase, there is ways to parry him, but I decided to go for a bit of an easy like route here where I just continuously attack him over and over again. I will say, this route is pretty specific to the PC version of the game. The other versions of the game, like the original on the PS3, the PS4 version, and just other versions in general, that's not as consistent as I would like. Just like spamming that combo and over again. And once he goes into the red phase, he's kind of invulnerable. You can go for these really cheeky parries, but you can only really parry that attack. The other attacks he does, I'm pretty sure are unparryable, and you have to like dodge them. You're gonna see what I mean near the end of this fight. I actually have to like dodge certain attacks he does because you can't parry that one. You can only parry the one, which is just parried right there. I'm a big fan of Yakuza 3, Roblox 3. Some of the complaints just don't really matter on New Game Plus when you have the Komaki parry and can like kind of outmaneuver the boss fights. And I was playing the game on New Game and on hard difficulty on the original PS3, and that is not that frustrating. However, on the original PS3, Legend is still kind of a nightmare on New. Never play New Game Legend. On Yakuza 3, Roblox 3, any version of the game, just do not do a New Game like run on Legend. Boss fights just have too much health for that. Like, Legend really is built for New Game Plus when you have a majority of the upgrades. Just giving you a quick warning there, just so you save yourself the trouble here. And I believe right now I'm trying to do my drunk heat action, but in order to do the drunk heat action like in a stylish and effective manner, I want him to enter his healing phase. And a fun fact about Mine's healing phase here is that you can actually parry it if you do the timing right, but what's the point in parrying when I just want to do my drunk heat action there? And there's 2 different drunk heat actions, and I'm pretty sure I only do one specific drunk heat action, the one where I'm standing still. But if you do a drunk heat action and like run towards him, then you'll do kind of like a very fancy, like dancey one, where you kind of like just grapple all over his body. It looks a little bit unrealistic here. And here is one of my favorite heat actions in the entire franchise, like just the drama, like thunder roll. I forgot what it's called specifically, but you just roll into the enemy, then boom, heat action. I love it so much. I love it to death. In fact, I love it so much, I'm going to bring Mine to his death. Not by my fault, but by the fact that he's going to pretty much powerbomb the other villain off the skyscraper, and the other villain like somehow survives in the newest entry. I don't know. They're kind of retconning certain deaths in a very weird fashion in the most modern Yakuza and Roblox games. It kind of reminds me how Doctor Who, for some reason, is bringing back the old doctors, despite the fact that he regenerated and, like, killed the previous doctor. So I don't know how the previous doctors are able to come back. And quick warning, I've never seen Doctor Who. I'm just kind of reading off the wiki here. I just thought I'd mention it because it seemed like the situation with Yakuza and Doctor Who are kind of similar, give or take, how they just can't let go of, like, certain very iconic actors and characters from the past. Like, they just feel inclined to bring them back for fan demand. It's just very weird situation the Roblox franchise and the Yakuza franchise has been in. Like, Roblox 4 and Yakuza 4 is also indicative of this, and this game is, like, over a decade old, and the series is still kind of suffering from the same problem that they cannot let go of Kiryu, like, at all. I'm not sure if I'm right on this, but from my sources, I believe Yakuza 4 was not supposed to be a Kiryu game. It was supposed to be a game with new protagonists that could be the successor of the legend. Like, Yakuza 3 was supposed to kind of be the cap-off for Kiryu's journey. You know, he gets a nice trilogy, and then a new cast gets to shine. But it seems like they still needed Kiryu for that climax in Yakuza 4 and Roblox 4. And I believe Kiryu's section may be the worst part of the game story-wise. Gameplay-wise, it's still really, really fun. Kiryu is super fun to play as in Yakuza 4, Roblox 4, but holy moly, dude. Like, just the story just kind of starts falling apart at this section. Like, the way he acts just does not feel like the Kiryu I knew from Yakuza 1, Yakuza 2, Yakuza 3, you know, Roblox 1, Roblox 2, Roblox 3, Roblox Kiwami 1, Roblox Kiwami 2. Just, it does not seem like that Kiryu. Like, it seems kind of out of place. Like, the motivations, like the big grandiose statements he makes. I just don't agree with the way he acts. I will say, though, that it is... I forgot what I was going to... Oh, yeah. My original Yakuza 4 no damage, I did not like the way I fought Arai, because I kind of abused Akiyama's, like, infinite juggling tactic, where you can just do an infinite combo and just do the same combo over and over again, because Akiyama's too goated in Yakuza 4. This time I decided to have a little bit more variety, like, involve different heat actions, keep, like, the combo infiniting, like, the little juggle combos, like, the repeating combos to a bit of a minimum, still include them every now and then, kind of did, like, a 3-looper during his purple phase, and here I'm going to pretty much raise my heat bar to the point where I can do the ground heat action. And then after do the ground heat action, he's in the red phase. I'm going to try to do a very specific Akiyama heat action, which is very particular to Yakuza 4, because in Yakuza 5, they replace it with a completely different heat action that is not the same as this one. Kind of like the one where he kind of keeps kicking them in the face over and over again, like little hop kicks. I don't know how to describe it. He does like 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, like straight to his face while he's lying on the ground. Then he like ends it off with like one final axe kick. Like, it's very, very distinctive in Roblox 4, Yakuza 4. Arai kind of has like these different phases, kind of similar to Miname, I forgot how to say his name, but he's not as dangerous as Miname, and it seems like he's more locked in than he was. Like in Yakuza 3, like this one, phase 1 is normal, phase 2 is blue, phase 3 is red, and it kind of stays like that until he hits like a sort of recovery phase. I don't know. I might be getting certain details wrong. And also, I have to mention that these no damages and these Roblox experiences are the cumulative work or the culminative work of multiple different people, and to get more information on these specific people, I would recommend watching my original Roblox no damages and also my original Yakuza no damages on all these games, the commentary versions, just to get more insight on that. But if you kind of want the brief rundown, I'm going to give you the brief rundown now, but there might be a few specific details or just like specificities that might miss in the heat of the moment, because this video, despite being 2 hours and 9 minutes for the most part, is pretty fast paced, because we've already done like 1, 2, 3, I'm on the 4th game already, 18 minutes into the 2 hour and 9 minute video. There will be boss fights later on that will take up more time. I mean, the Roblox 4 boss fights, I'm going to be including the final boss fights of each protagonist in the game, given the fact that there's 4 different protagonists, just to kind of give you the lowdown on every single final boss fight, because I don't think including only the final character's final boss fight will really be enough. That will kind of be a bit of a disappointing end, a bit of a disappointing compilation. Because we really need to see how each character in each game handles their finalities. Also, I'm going to have to issue a correction from something I said 5 minutes ago. I was talking about Mine in like Arai's boss fight there, and I kept saying Miname because that's actually a boss fight in Roblox 4 and Yakuza 4. I mixed the names up, so yeah, no. I was not talking about Miname at all. I was talking about Mine. So yeah, no, I'm a little scatterbrained. I think I've drinking like 2 big-ass coffees before recording this video. I think the caffeine might be getting to me. So I just really wanted to issue that correction, because holy moly, just mixing those 2 fights up is some serious like disorganization. And yeah, I got a little bit distracted there again because I did not give enough hype to the balls out. Yeah! fight. Like, I really have to hype this up. This is an incredibly hyped encounter. The motifs of manhood really like come into play here, but actually fighting him could be a little uninteresting. But I also think this is an improvement from my original Yakuza 4 no damage. My Roblox 4 no damage, I don't do anything too crazy with Kiddo here. I just mix up a couple more heat actions. I repeat certain other heat actions a little bit less, like right there. I'm doing like this behind heat action, which I don't think I did in my original Yakuza 4 no damage, but in my Roblox 4 no damage, I kind of took advantage of it. And I do like one risky thing where I pretty much like launch him into the air to do a launching into the air heat action, because that's one of the coolest heat actions in this game. And also this heat action you can do when an enemy is getting up. It's got a bit of a weird timing in Yakuza 4 and Roblox 4 in comparison to certain future games like Roblox 5, Yakuza 5. I'm not sure if it's in Roblox 0 or Yakuza 0, but I remember it being in a certain game and it just didn't work the same way in those games the way it works in 4 here. I think one of the things which I really like about Roblox 5 is that your attacks can actually like hit enemies on the ground. Like right there, in Roblox 4, your attack can only hit them on the ground if you're doing like a big kick. But in Roblox 5, you can actually do like a normal combo, and certain hits of your normal combo can actually hit enemies while they're on the ground. See, that's the risky thing I'm talking about there. That's the risky heat action, which I did not do in my Yakuza 4 video, but I am doing it in my Roblox 4 video. Just really wanted to bring that manhood to the Roblox version, which I think just really takes advantage of it. So yeah, I just really wanted to mention that. Also, some of my original Yakuza no damages are in 30 FPS because I use like the screen recording software of the PS4, which does not allow you to record in 60 FPS. So even though the remasters of Yakuza 3 and 4 are 60 FPS, the screen recording software of the PS4 is only 30 FPS. For my Yakuza 5 no damage, I used an Elgato to record that one in 60 FPS, but I used an Elgato that would only record in 60 FPS if it's 720p. I think it's like the Game Capture HD Elgato, so that also had its limits. Then I upgraded my Elgato to a new Elgato, and that was able to do 1080p 60 FPS. But these Roblox videos I did on PC, and my PC every now and then would kind of lag in very strange ways. I think every single Roblox no damage has been some of the most frustrating videos I've ever had to record because, well, the Roblox experience has some very hefty modding processes which could really drive me up a wall. Like, I think I was pretty involved in the modding process of like my Kiwami 2, like Roblox, my Roblox 6 video. And when I say involved, I mean I took a mod that only modified certain aspects of the game, and then I kind of like I fucked around with it until it could modify other parts of the game until Roblox Kiryu was present in every aspect of Roblox Kiwami 2. I did have help from other modders like guiding me along the way, but I was going into those folders and like renaming them to like multiple different things, and that process kind of like reached up to like a head in Roblox 7 where some of the models were really modified. But Roblox 7 was the third Roblox game I ever no damaged. However, because it did have a release date which is much later on in this video, you're not going to see that until like I believe over an hour into this video, but that is actually one of the earliest Roblox no damages, and it was a trip. It was a huge trip. Anyways, we're here at the Daigo fight. And in Roblox 4, Kiryu actually uses his Dragon Engine moveset in the old engine in comparison to Yakuza 4, where he uses his Yakuza 4 moveset. And this gives you new advantages, like just being able to do quick step attacks that like stun the enemy and just do more kicks here. So these strategies you can't do in the original Yakuza 4, you can only do them in Roblox 4. And for more information on that, watch my original video. Daigo's second and third phases can have some really nasty use of hyper armor, so you really have to watch out for that. You have to like kind of time your combos in a certain way where you land the last heavy attack before he's able to retaliate with his attacks. The QTEs in Daigo's fight were pretty goofy in Yakuza 4, but I think they actually work better in Roblox 4 due to the abstraction of Kiryu's model. Like the more blocky movements fit a more blocky character. I should also just elaborate on this expanded Roblox 4 moveset because it's not just Roblox's moveset, it is actually the moveset of Yakuza Kiwami 4, which is a very specific mod made by a very specific modder. And I'm probably going to link every single one of these like mods in the description of this big video, but this big video is going to involve many different games and many different mods, but I'm sure to link them all in the description. But for further like linkage and descriptions, I would recommend checking out the original videos. I'm going to be a bit of a broken record with checking out the original videos, but if you really do want that extra context, I really have to give it up. And here we go. And he just breaks Daigo's human fist with the massive Roblox block fist. Incredibly powerful moment, just kind of like teaching his son how to like take handles of the Tojo clan. And I believe in the Roblox version, Kiryu is less of a hypocrite than he is in Yakuza 4. In Yakuza 4, like, his words kind of ring a bit hollow, but I think Roblox 4 adds a lot of, like, new context, which really just makes the moment hit a lot harder. We are not done with Roblox 4. We are not done with Roblox 4 yet. However, this final boss fight will end Roblox Tanimura's journey. And I know a lot of people want Roblox Tanimura to come back, but I think Roblox 4 and I think Roblox 5 is also really good with this. Like, these extra characters are just really good at just having a full story in the games that they're introduced in. And then, like, it's over. Like, we don't really need another story with Roblox Tanimura, but it would be nice to kind of see him back. Like a Roblox Infinite Robux did make a reference to Tanimura and Shinada, so it's nice that they're like still remembered in some light, even though they don't really make any big appearance. The ending of Roblox 4 and Yakuza 4 did kind of pit Tanimura with Date, so I feel like them working together would have been a nice way to bring him back, but they just never did that. Honestly, Date has some weird connections. He has connections with Tanimura, he has connections with Adachi, he gets around, and honestly I'm glad he gets around. Date is one of the most senior figures in this entire franchise, and one of my favorite characters as well. He's great, I love that dude. I do not love this fight though, and in the Kiwami 4 Combat Edition, this fight is actually much worse, because in the original Yakuza 4 and in the original Roblox 4 without the Kiwami 4 moveset additions, you spam the spear to pretty much like knock down most of these enemies, to do heat actions and kind of like continue on to the next stage. However, you would take advantage of the spear's special circle move, because it has this big circular thing and it just gives you a lot of area and a lot of iframes, and the circle move in this Kiwami 4 version is completely different and is nowhere near as useful, and you're pretty much fucked if you try to do the same strategy. So I'm taking a different strategy of using the big police baton sort of thing, and knives, and also swords which act like knives, and using those special moves, but they're nowhere near as consistent as a spear. It's a lot riskier, you have to like dodge a lot more, and you kind of have to like pray that the enemies don't get nearly as aggressive as they usually do. But I still came out with, I think, a pretty dope no damage. I mean, as long as you think weapon spamming is cool. I know some people have tried this fight without weapon spamming, you know, good on them for enduring such a horrible like encounter, but I decided not to do that. Even with weapons, this still feels like such a horrid fight. Just it feels like Tanimura gets done pretty dirty in Yakuza 4 and Roblox 4. He just doesn't get that many boss fights. He gets 2. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of the characters in Yakuza 4 and Roblox 4, boss fights, like, that's the one issue with the multiple protagonist style, is that you don't really get that many boss fights. Akiyama gets a tutorial fight, you know, it's not really anything notable. So yeah, my strategy here is kind of like run around until this guy's in the corner, and then when the police chief is in the corner, spam the special move over and over again to spam the iframe, so that whenever the enemies behind you attack you, hopefully you'll be in your iframe phase and they won't get you. It is a very risky and like weird strategy, and here I'm like spamming iframes again. And once your weapon breaks after spamming special moves so long, then you go into your parry state immediately after your weapon breaks, so that whatever attack comes after you, you parry them, you do this heat action, and then do another heat action just to take advantage of like the invulnerability you have during the heat action. And then after this, I believe I'm going to parry again. Yes, I'm going to try to parry immediately after that, and try to build my heat again so I can do another heat action. And you have to get rid of every single enemy here, except for the bodyguard captain, because, well, he has the biggest health bar. It's going to take a little bit longer to take him out. Just like through a trial of attrition, he's probably going to be like the last opponent you have to face. And also, you have to get rid of the big police chief boss fight, the old-ass dude, because he has a gun. This guy does not have a gun. Once it's just 1v1 with just you and him, it's going to be very easy to take him out, because you just kind of get him against the wall, and then boom, do a couple kicks, do a couple heat actions, and he's going to be down for the count very, very soon. So yeah, just beautiful stuff here. Just kind of do this get-up heat action with your one combo there. Tanimura is very, very resourceful, and it's just one-on-one. You can take advantage of walls, you can take advantage of parries, and I think we're pretty much almost done here. Boom. Throwing the music sync up here, and the final hit just beautiful. However, this song is copyright claimed and has a lot of Dead Souls vibes to it. So yeah, there we go. We're done with Roblox 4 and on to Roblox 5 final boss fights. No, I just mentioned Dead Souls and I forgot about Roblox Dead Souls. This one gets really experimental in its presentation. So if you're wondering why there is a Kiryu inside of Roblox Kiryu, it's because the lore expansion here is actually crazy. It actually turns out that all the Roblox avatars are actually like second phase forms, kind of like Super Saiyan 2s of the original Yakuza characters. Like honestly, it's very, very specific, like this lore. I would recommend checking out my original Roblox Dead Souls video to get more ideas about how the lore works, but like it's a really beautiful addition to the entire saga. It just kind of brings like the different Yakuza Dragon and Roblox franchise together in like one fellow swoop. It is kind of sad how Dead Souls almost killed the franchise in the West, But the ways they're trying to like make this as a finale, especially the credits like scene, where like it involves like screenshots and like videos of every single game beforehand, including Kenzin, which wasn't even released in the West at the time, was just like really awesome. Honestly, in Japan, this must have been a really dope game, but in the West, it kind of like brought on a bit of a weird vibe. It's kind of like, fuck, we're never getting these games again because they're just not that popular in the West. And we kind of had to wait until 0 for the series to become popular again in some sense, even though 5 was awesome. It is actually hard to grasp, like just like the trajectory of Yakuza's popularity and fandom in the West, like compared from before and after Yakuza 0. And I'm not even talking as someone who played the OG Yakuza 1 in 2005. I was like 4 years old when it came out. Wait, that's not even true. The Japanese release of Yakuza 1, like Ryuga Gotoku 1, actually came out on my birthday. So the day that original Japanese release came out, I actually turned 5 and I had no PS2. The first console I ever owned was actually a Nintendo Wii, and no Yakuza titles were ever released for the Nintendo Wii. However, the HD collection of Ryuga Gotoku 1 and Ryuga Gotoku 2 released for the Wii U and the PS3 in 2012, and is Japanese only and was never brought over to the West, despite the fact that those are the best ways to play the original 2 titles. And the original Yakuza 2 is one of my favorites in the franchise. I like the original Yakuza 2 better than Kiwami 2. Kiwami 1, I think I'm more inclined to like Kiwami 1 over the original Yakuza. But the original Yakuza is still a really good title, just really set the foundation for the entire franchise, and in so many ways knocked it out of the park straight from the start, even though Yakuza 2 did improve a ton, and kind of introduced the whole thing where the sequels in this franchise tend to improve all of the gameplay brought up in like the former game, just because they were able to build on the foundation of the former game, because the former game had to pretty much start from scratch, and then the sequels can kind of reiterate on what was brought up from scratch. And here we're going to do the final QTEs. So this boss fight is basically just a tutorial fight, but the QTEs are hard as fuck because they're so fucking fast. So you just need to have good reaction times for that. I don't know how to train that. Just like do training exercises to like react to these QTEs, because these may be the fastest QTEs in the entire franchise. I think the only other QTEs that are as fast as the ones in Dead Souls on the hardest Dead Souls difficulty would have to be like Kashiwagi's boss fight in Yakuza 0 and Roblox 0 on Legend difficulty, Toki's boss fight in Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise on the hardest difficulty possible. And we're finally here in Roblox 5, and this isn't really a final boss because it's at the end of Haruka's campaign. It's not in the finale of the game. It's just that in the finale of Roblox 5, Haruka doesn't get to have a final boss, so this is pretty much her final boss by default, because this is the last time we get to play as her in a final boss fight setting. And they decided to use the exact same song from Yakuza 5 for Roblox 5 here, so a little derivative, but we do get to see Roblox Haruka's dance moves, and she is fucking, dude, she's going for it. Look at these like arm movements. This is crazy. The animation in Roblox 5 is really a huge step up from Roblox 4. As for the gameplay of this specific boss fight, it is following rhythm game rules. Basically, like, I know certain rhythm gamers have a very, very strict way of no damaging. I am not following their strict way. The way I'm no damaging this fight is I'm not going to miss a single note. But I know certain like rhythm game experts would say, oh, no. You also have to like do perfect notes every single time. I cannot say I'm going to do a perfect note every single time. I think I might get like 2 or 3 goods instead of greats. So yeah, just clearing that up. I'm just going to go by, I'm not going to miss a single note for the no damage, but I guess, you know, getting a good once or twice there means that this no damage isn't nearly as stylish as it could be. See, I just got a good there like 5 seconds ago. But besides that, pretty basic rhythm game compared to other rhythm games in the genre, especially the Miku ones. This is a really easy one. This is easier than just like the side content rhythm game, which has a completely different like gameplay system. The timing of these is a little bit weird to get used to. You kind of have to like practice a bit and just, you know, figure out the format of like when to press these buttons exactly, because I fucked it up so many different times because I didn't know the exact timing of it. Like, it just kind of throws you off from how slow it is. So instead of talking about the gameplay in this section, let me get back to my point about the popularity of the Yakuza franchise, because, okay, I picked up this franchise, I believe, in 2016. I played through Yakuza 4 first, and then I got halfway through that one. And once I reached Tanimura's section, I went back, I emulated the original Yakuza 1 and Yakuza 2, and I beat those. I bought Yakuza 3 because you can't download it digitally from the PS3 store, and I beat that one completely. And then I went back to Yakuza 4, picked it up at Tanimura's section, beat that. I downloaded Yakuza 5 because back in the day, Yakuza 5 could only be acquired by downloading it on the PS3 like digital store for 24 gigabytes, which was huge back in the day of the PS3. And then once I was done with Yakuza 5, Yakuza 0 was going to release in the West in like a month. So honestly, I think my timing was absolutely perfect. I was just going through the game after game after game, and then suddenly the new one was going to come out so soon. And this new Yakuza game was going to create an explosion of fans because it just exploded on social media. People were sharing memes about it. Word of mouth was traveling fast that, hey yo, Yakuza 0 is fucking awesome. The Yakuza games are fucking awesome. The combat system is dope. The stories are dope. The side content is dope. Like, the appeal, I think, really took off with Yakuza 0, when before, this series was really struggling to find a foothold in the West before then. So just like the change in fan base from before and after is a crazy fucking change. And here there's a bit of Roblox lore I'm going to have to really explain. So you might think this is Majima if you are uneducated on the Roblox saga, but that is not Majima. That is actually Majima's grandfather, the legendary warrior from Roblox 0 who saved the Tojo clan. However, here he's been kind of like kidnapped by Paddington's evil twin, Clamphan Junction. He's got a weird name, Paddington's evil twin. Paddington, the lovely bear, is named after a station, a train station, and Clamphan Junction is the evil train station variant of Paddington. And this game, I mean, this is going to appear later. It's going to be Roblox Akiyama's boss fight, but Herobrine is also in this game, who is the evil clone of Kuze Minecraft Steve, who is a legendary fighter from Roblox 0 who sadly has been locked in the dark lodge of jail. And Herobrine is just out and about, pretty much like masquerading as Minecraft Kuze Steve. But he really is Herobrine. You can tell by the eyes. You got to look really quick in here. But yeah, normally Majima's grandfather is a righteous warrior, but he's pretty much trapped. You know, they're like holding his wife and kid hostage. That was actually a lore detail I learned after the fact, after doing the no damage, because Roblox 5 storytelling can be really subtle, but also like slightly convoluted every now and then, so it's kind of hard to follow. As for the gameplay here, Roblox 5 has a slightly faster combat system thanks to the modifications they've made to it, the mods. So I'm able to get away with certain things that you can't really get away with in the original Yakuza 5. But you shouldn't be doing too many crazy combos with Majima. There's like certain attacks you can kind of go in and grab him, or like go in and like, you know, do one attack, so on and so forth. But most of the time in this first and second phase, in the first phase especially, I'm just going to be setting up like setups for heat actions and all that, because heat actions really deal a ton of damage. As for this multiple clone phase, where Majima's grandfather just summons shadow clones of his son, you kind of have to get lucky. I mean, like, I think my only real strategy is wait for a clone to attack and then, like, tackle into them while they're doing their attack and hope for the best. If you tackle the right clone, all the other clones will disappear, but in this attempt, I just defeated every single clone, and that's how I got to Majima's grandfather to just be normal again. But very, very risky phase in that point. It's kind of a skill issue sort of thing. You kind of just have to do it and hope for the best and just kind of get a feel for how to deal with the clones. I don't know how to really elaborate on that, so yeah. I'm waiting for him to finish his combo instead of dodge canceling out of him so I can do this big grab attack, because you pretty much have to wait for him to do full combos, you know, like do the final hit to pretty much like get a counter attack going. If he dodge cancels, don't even try. There, that's the thing I was talking about before when I was like conversing in my Roblox 4 section, where you can hit enemies on the ground with your normal attacks. This is super useful for Saejima. Saejima gets a big boost in Roblox 5 precisely because of the ground contact he can make with his light attack combos. Roblox Akiyama also gets a boost, but that doesn't really help him too much in his boss fights, because a lot of Roblox Akiyama's and normal Akiyama's boss fights in Roblox 5, Yakuza 5, are some of the worst in the game and just are not fitted for his playstyle at all. Like, I think Roblox Akiyama got really, really shafted. And here is Roblox Shinada's final showdown with Baba. And some people might be like, oh, Shinada doesn't get his own unique final boss, that's kind of lame, but I think Shinada's version of Baba is my favorite Baba out of all of them. Precisely because I think Shinada is just the most like fun and well equipped to fight Baba. Like, Saejima's like more heavy playstyle I don't think really works for Baba that well. Kiryu's playstyle I think is too overpowered for Baba. I feel like Shinada just tackles a sort of middle ground that is just right for fighting Baba. Like, Shinada's tech and just like special abilities and just like special movement options just feels like the most fun to utilize against Baba when compared to the other characters. Not too overpowered, not too weak. I mean, Saejima's anything but weak, but it's just that you can't really go too crazy with the combos because Baba's like super armor is like way too intense. While with Shinada, you can get a little bit more crazy with like Shinada's tech combos and all that. You know, like the way he can kind of grab him up from the ground. I'm going to do something a little bit silly here, just boom, grabbing him from the ground. Like, Shinada's, like, tech is probably some of the most interesting stuff you can do in the game, and I'm fucking it up there. I fucked up the timing for that one, but if I didn't, I could have done a really nice loop. I also like the wall splats you can do with Shinada. Like, if you get him up against the wall, or if you fail a certain QT. I don't think I'm going to fail this QT in this way. Am I? I actually do fail the QTs precisely to get this wall splat. I don't do anything too crazy with this one, but with these wall splats, you can actually, like, advance them to such a wild degree. So yeah, like, I keep messing them up. Like, I mean, I keep fucking up my timing so that instead of actually getting them from the back, I end up getting them with their forward block. But these fuck-ups actually, I think, help time the music better just a little bit. You know, Shinada's definitely one of my favorite parts of Yakuza 5. Like, just, he's such a refreshing protagonist. Like, his demeanor just really isn't like anyone else's. And his story is a little bit condensed, but I think, like, the condensation of it all, it just works because, like, every story beat is really strong. Like, you know, the hook is there, the side characters that kind of, like, set everything up just work really, really well. Like, the girl he's interested in is a really dope character. The loan shark that keeps harassing them is a really fantastic character. I really like Sagawa. I hope I pronounced his name right, in Roblox 0 and Yakuza 0. And I believe that the loan shark character in Yakuza 5 has a lot of similarities. Just like that style of character just works really well in 5 and 0. They're really great. They're some of the best parts of the cast. And they just, like, bounce off their main leads just really, really well. Just fantastic chemistry. And Shinada specifically, I like just how sex-focused he is. I mean, there's a better way to word that, but I was remembering in a documentary of, like, the making of Yakuza 1, I don't think it was an official documentary, it was like a YouTube video that kind of, like, cataloged what the developers have said about what it took to develop the original Yakuza, the very first Yakuza game ever made. And I remember that they did a lot of research in red light districts. That they would go out clubbing, you know, they would, like, kind of jot down their experiences, so on and so forth. And I wonder if they kind of drew back on those experiences for writing Shinada's character in Yakuza 5, or if they did new research for the red light district in, like, Shinjuku specifically. Fuck, I think I pronounced that city wrong, but it's such a popular city. It's in Persona 5, and here's fucking Herobrine. Fuck, dude, he's evil as hell. This guy is huge. He's actually a fucking monster, and his movements are mysterious because, like, his arms, they, like, punch in such a way where, like, you wouldn't expect the block to hit you because his real fists are completely invisible. Actually a terrifying boss fight. And well, this boss fight in Yakuza 5 and Roblox 5 is one of the most annoying to no damage in the entire game. I think in Yakuza 5 I took a more standard approach, while here I'm going to be spamming some weapons. The smoke gun doesn't deal that much damage, but it clears out crowds super well because, like, its range of, like, its area of effect properties are really good. And there I accidentally did a tiger drop, Akiyama drop, like, I don't know what they call that move. It's nowhere near as good as Kiryu's actual tiger drop, but it's pretty much like Akiyama's equivalent. It has its uses, but I did it by complete accident there. Also, you will see a double health bar here, and you will see that yellow health bar slowly go down over the course of this fight, and some people will be like, oh, you're taking damage? No, I am not taking damage. It's just that whenever you have the double health bar, the yellow health bar is just always going to go down no matter what you do, even if you never get hit or take damage. So, you know, that's just kind of my warning to you. Do not comment, oh, you took damage during this section, because I did not get hit a single time. I never took damage, so don't even worry about that. The game's just confusing because, you know, the yellow health bar is kind of like a bonus thing you get to have where it increases your stats, it gives you more power, more heat actions, more speed. I don't know what the specifics of it, but it makes you stronger, especially if you, like, hang out with that chef guy who's actually like a real life celebrity in the real world. Like, a lot, you'll get the most amount of bonuses possible. So yeah, I'm just taking advantage of my weapons, the heat action my weapons have. I love that move I did there. I did the heavy attack to stun him, and then I just set up the heat action there. That is, like, very, very, like, it's not very, very precise, but it is precise and can get fucked up really, really easily, especially if, like, one of the enemies around you, like, clips you. All these boss fights will be on the hardest difficulty of their games possible, so yeah. Kiwami 1, legend. Kiwami 2, also legend. Roblox 3, legend. Roblox 4, legend. Roblox 5, legend. Roblox Dead Souls difficulty, alright? So, in my all Yakuza Final Boss Fights video, most of the difficulties were on hard. But the Roblox ones, they will always be on the hardest difficulties from Legend, X-Hard, Professional, so on and so forth. So, I probably should have, like, cleared that up, like, earlier in the video, but yeah, I'm clearing it up now. Hardest difficulty possible to fight Herobrine, and now we're going to fucking decimate him with I believe a knee kick? If you fuck up that QTE, like, the brutal, like, damage to Akiyama, like, he kills him. Herobrine just basically kills Roblox Akiyama with, like, the move he does if you fail that QTE. And finally, we're playing as Roblox Kiryu fighting Aizawa. It's a super epic fight. It's one of my favorite final boss fights in the entire franchise of Roblox, Yakuza, and the Dragon Saga. But I will admit, I think my no damage of Aizawa in this video, it is better than my Yakuza 5 no damage of him. But I do think it just doesn't experiment nearly as much. It's a bit repetitive. I do kind of go for some cheap strategies. I involve more heat actions in my Roblox version than I do my Yakuza version, so I am happy about that. But beyond that, I am pretty much just trying to like bait out like parry and then doing a heat action afterwards and just kind of going from there. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. And I think I'm going to be doing extra heat actions precisely to build up my red orb again. One thing which I really don't like about Yakuza 5 combat system, the Yakuza 5's combat system and Roblox 5's combat system, is just the red orb. I wish that those heat actions were hidden away with like special conditions, like, oh, you need to stun the enemy to do the heat action, instead of you need to build up this like extra red orb thing in order to do certain heat actions. Like, I don't like that style. It just doesn't seem that fun. It just kind of seems arbitrary. Like, it's kind of like it's on a cooldown timer maybe. One of my favorite things about Yakuza 5 and Roblox 5 is that whenever boss fights enter their heat phase, you don't, like, your attacks don't bounce off of them. If you know when the heat phase is coming, you can actually take advantage of that and deal just like a full combo of damage. Because yeah, on your first time playthrough, you're not going to know when those like heat phases are going to come, so you're going to be scared to approach the boss fight. But if you know exactly when it's going to come, you can just completely decimate them while they're taunting you. Like, their taunt doesn't last that long, it lasts like 2 to 3 seconds, but if you know it's coming, you can jump in there and deal some serious damage. But yeah, Aizawa has some of the most egregious QTEs in the entire franchise, maybe the most egregious QTEs. Like, they last so long, but given how final this game feels, I think it works beautifully, just beautifully. But yeah, I am going to be taking advantage of just like the ground contact you can do in Roblox 5, Yakuza 5 with Kiryu, just by doing that combo where you just kind of like square, square, triangle, grab, square, square, triangle, grab. But honestly, this fight should have been more stylish than the way I did it here. But I think the reason why I went with such a simple style is because I'm playing on Legend, and every time I fail this boss fight, I'm going to have to redo every single, like, the entire final level and the previous 3 final bosses, like, back to back to back. Every single time I want to retry this boss fight, and believe me, the process will drive you absolutely insane. The grind you have to do to like no damage on Legend is some of the worst things you can do to yourself as a no damager. But I guess if you want to play on the hardest difficulty, that is the price you have to pay, as long as you're playing the older games. Honestly, the modern games are very, very kind in the sense that like Roblox 6, Lost Judgment, Gaiden, playing on the hardest difficulty in those games, you can actually retry boss fights as many times as you like. You don't have to reload a save and, you know, like redo the entire final level. You can just start from the most convenient place possible, and it's so nice. It is so nice. I want every single like Roblox, Yakuza, and Dragon game to follow that format, because I really don't fuck with the whole save point system. Like, it needs to go the fuck away. Also, I think I should clear this up for anyone who really plays on the Roblox platform. You know, the original Roblox platform, I believe, is a platform which has multiple games for children. This Roblox saga is not for children. These are all games for adults. And hey, if you want to sneak into an R-rated movie and, you know, you're not like age appropriate to watch an R-rated movie, like whatever, that's not my business. Similar case here, but I just want to warn you, there will be adult themes like violence and other things. So, you know, watch yourself. You know, you might be barred from ever watching the video legally. But the reason I mention that is because these Roblox games, you actually cannot play them on the Roblox platform because they don't exist there. These are their own standalone Roblox games. You actually have to buy them on their own. You know, like an Xbox 360 game and a PS3 game. Honestly, I might be dating myself there. Like, isn't the Xbox 360 like retro these days? That was like the second console I ever had. I had a Nintendo Wii, and then I had an Xbox 360. And I think one of my biggest regrets with the Xbox 360 is that I sold my Kinect like way after. I also sold like 30 games, the majority of them were Kinect games, but now I really want them back because rebuying all of them is going to be such a hassle. I made one of the biggest mistakes of my life. I sold like 30 games to GameStop specifically because I thought, oh, I'm going to be able to swap each of these 30 games for another game. But instead, I swapped 30 games for 6 to 7 games, and I was like, what the fuck? So that was like my first big culture shock that, yeah, do not sell your shit to GameStop. You're not going to earn much from doing that exact action there. And I believe I was trying to build my heat bar all the way to the top to do this epic nunchuck heat action. The nunchuck is actually one of the most annoying weapons in this game because whenever you finish a combo, Kiryu does like this finisher combo animation where he just kind of like twirls the nunchucks around in a really stylish fashion, but it pretty much like keeps you stuck in place, and it sucks. Every single other weapon is a lot faster and just more useful, but the only reason you would use the nunchuck is because, well, admittedly, nunchucks are cool as fuck. You know, Michelangelo, Ninja Turtles. Hell yeah, I gotta no damage like some, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games every now and then. I love this heat action, but I will say, I think one of my favorite renditions for like the dual sticks, the Kali sticks, is the original Yakuza 2's like heat action for it, because it's so extravagant. Just like he does like all these little taps on the left and right side of the enemy, then like goes for like a final hit at the end. Like it actually takes so long. The original Yakuza 2 on the PS2, also whenever you like end a fight with a heat action, a slowdown effect happens. And if you're doing a heat action that's like super duper long, the slowdown effect can actually go on for a really long fucking time. So yeah, if you end a fight in the original Yakuza 2 with the Kali Sticks heat action, you could end up like, you know, extending the finale of that fight by like 30 seconds because it just takes so long for that heat action to finish. Like the heat action actually needs to finish before the fight is over. So it's actually ridiculous. Go try it out if you have the original Yakuza 2 on the PS2, or if you have the PS3 HD collection version of the original Yakuza 2. Just beautiful stuff. Oh yeah, I want to go back to the Wii U version of the original Yakuza 1 and Yakuza 2, like, you know, HD collection versions, because on the PS3, you can buy that version of the game, and even though it's completely in Japanese, if you have an American PS3, you can still play it. It won't be in English or anything, but you can play it. With the Wii U version specifically, the Wii U is region locked, so if you try to play that Japanese copy of Ryuga Gotoku 1 and 2 HD Wii U on an American Wii U, you won't be able to do it because it's region locked, and you can only play American games on your American Wii U, and you can only play Japanese games on your Japanese Wii U, from what I understand. So I hate that. I'm glad that I'm pretty sure the Switch got rid of that, or maybe it didn't. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not exactly buying Japanese versions of Switch games because at the very least on the Switch, it seems like we pretty much get every single game that comes out in Japan, and it just comes over to the West, unless I'm missing like a couple visual novels or like very, very like niche like Japanese series. I mean, Yakuza used to be a very, very niche Japanese series with like games like Ryuga Gotoku Kenzen and Ryuga Gotoku Ishin not coming over to the West. That was very, very frustrating. And currently, Ryuga Gotoku Online, which, well, that's not really a console game, that's a mobile game, you know, gacha game, that's still not translated for the West. That actually upsets me a lot. I'm never going to play Ryuga Gotoku Online until it's translated in English, because I am not going to go out of my way to play a Japanese game just for gacha elements, like, you know, mobile kind of pay-to-win gacha elements. I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. I will mention, however, I have played Ryuga Gotoku Kenzen and the Japanese version of Ryuga Gotoku Ishin before that game got like a Kiwami remastered version like last year. Wait, it was this year, wasn't it? I actually don't know. I'm straight up forgetting. I think I prefer the original version of Ishin instead of like this brand new like remastered version. Like the remaster did a lot of annoying things, which just made it slightly worse in kind of almost every single way, but it's still like close enough to the original to like, you know, be satisfactory, but fuck, it's annoying. I'll get more to that later. But I must mention that Roblox Ishin actually was never made. It never came out, so you're not going to see Ishin's final boss fight in this video, even though it is one of my favorite final boss fights in the entire franchise. I'm pretty sure it's like top 3 for me, but they never made a Roblox Saga version of Ishin, so you're just not going to see it. Same thing with Kenzen. Just like too many copyright complaints like involved, so it just literally can't exist at this current moment until a brand new breakthrough comes in with like Roblox technology and all that. I'm actually going to let this moment play out without any commentary. It's a really beautiful ending.
這いやがれ相沢。何年経っても構わない。這いやがってまた俺に向かってこい。そん時まで待っててやるぜ。
I believe we are going to encounter the first final boss fight of Roblox 0, and we're playing as Majima's grandfather. We get to get more lore on him. We get to see him in action. He's just an agile fighter. Like, Majima learned so much from his grandfather. In fact, Majima actually took a really long time to become Roblox in this franchise, precisely because he didn't know like what to take from his grandfather. Like, he actually struggled with like, you know, capturing his same aura and abilities, and Roblox like Majima and just becomes a really great fighter, but like way late into the series. Like, I think around Gaiden, he finally adopts his Roblox persona, and I think that was a kind of more of a budget thing than a story thing, but they worked it into the story really well and just created a really fantastic arc for Roblox Majima. in Roblox Gaiden and like a Roblox Infinite Robux. Oh wait, actually it's like a Roblox 8 Infinite Robux, because that version specifically, the Roblox version specifically, actually includes the number 8, while Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth does not include the number 8. It just hopes that you know that it is the 8th entry in the franchise, even though it's technically not the 8th, because, you know, 0 kind of makes it the 9th, and all the spin-offs kind of make it the 2,525. It's less than that. And that QT almost caught me off guard there. Laogwe, it's actually been so long since I've played Roblox 0 and Yakuza 0. I do a pretty simple strategy here. I don't get too crazy with the combos, even though you could get more crazy with the combos. But yeah, even with the simple combos I'm doing here, they're not really combos, are they? Just kind of like the simple setups. I hope it's self-explanatory enough, because I really don't know how to explain it right now. But yeah, no, Majima's grandfather, he's just so imposing. He's huge. But I think his build is still like slim enough that he still feels like an agile, you know, fighter, which has to play a little bit more defensively or just like tactically every now and then. And there, I'm just glad this goes into the next phase, because if he decided to attack me at that point, I would have been screwed over. Laogwe can have some like pretty annoying attack properties if you try to do more complex combos, so I guess that's why I avoided that. Like just weird super armor, just weird counters every now and then. The third phase, I don't know if it's easier or harder than the second phase. Yeah, I'm also playing this on Legend, so every time I fail this fight, I have to repeat the entire final level over again. I'd say the most frustrating no damages in the Roblox franchise is definitely Roblox 3 and Roblox 5, just from the sheer length of their final levels. I didn't mention this when I was fighting Mine. When I was fighting Mine in Roblox 3, but like, I'm pretty sure I went for a more simple approach with no damaging Mine, like, I keep fucking up the name, Mine. Like Mine's fight, I didn't go too crazy with the combos, because if I did and I fucked up, I'd have to repeat that entire final level over again, and also like the final boss fights with Andre over again. And health bars on Legend difficulty of Roblox 3 and Yakuza 3 take forever, so it's like, it's straight up like a 20-minute wait, and not even a wait. It's like I actually have to be focused inside the game to like for 20 minutes straight just to retry Mine, like, you know, yeah, Mine over and over and over again. It drove me insane. So I went for a more simple strategy, which still wasn't simple at all. It was still very intense, because his health bar is huge in Roblox 3 on the hardest difficulty. This is nowhere near as frustrating as that, but I still struggled quite a bit. I think I'm more proud of the way I handled Shibusawa in Roblox 0 than I am with handling Laogwe. I still didn't go too crazy with the combos, but I think like my pace was really good, and I think I synced up the music quite nicely there, or synced up to the music really nicely. I can't stop talking here because this song will copyright claim my video. I think one of my favorite things about Roblox 0 is just Kiryu's size as a Roblox character. He's actually quite small because, well, this is a prequel game. It's like the youngest Roblox Kiryu has ever been. And I think like this size difference really like emphasizes like, you know, that difference in age and how he has to like come and mature. In Roblox Kiwami 1, he's actually much bigger. So yeah, it's a little subtle. Maybe if you're not paying attention, you won't notice that like Roblox Kiryu here is like smaller than his opponents, but it really adds to the game. And sadly, since this is just a final boss fight showcase and not a showcase of all the boss fights in Roblox 0, you won't get to see Roblox Kiryu, like, you know, prequel Roblox Kiryu's epic showdown against Minecraft Kuze Steve. It's one of the most emotional showdowns in the game, but like the emotion in this one is also super palpable. I will say though, I think that the first phase of Shibusawa's fight is probably my favorite out of the 3 phases, so it is kind of a shame that it is the first one, and once you're done with it, it never comes back. So that's why I would have like preferred, I guess, like a more Mine setup where pretty much he gets to like dynamically cycle between like the 3 different combat styles he has, instead of just like being stuck to one combat style in like each phase of the fight, you know, the 3-phase fight. Here we have the Beast style, and you know, since he always has super armor, since he's in Beast mode, you have to get a little bit more heat action-y, you know, a little bit more careful with like the moves you do. You have to like take advantage of stun things. I'm gonna do a Beast combo of my own with like the weapon here. I'm gonna like, he's like stunned a little bit here, but once you do like 1 or 2 attacks, boom, you gotta dodge immediately afterwards. And you know, the heat system in Roblox 0, I know a lot of people don't like it because it's, you know, if you don't have enough heat, you know, your combo speed slows down. But I just like the idea of like, you know, this risk-reward system where, you know, will you do a heat action and, you know, risk being slower later on, or will you just not do a heat action and keep your heat at a really high level in order to continue having really fast abilities? Though I will say, I think Roblox Kiwami 1's like choice to keep the speed like, you know, the same, just like always fast, was the correct move for that game specifically. You know, that is a more mature Kiryu in comparison to prequel Kiryu. But like, it was a nice gimmick for this game. I mean, should they revisit it? Probably not. But for this game, I think it really worked. There's just like a couple of Yakuza games which have a certain gimmick that just never comes back. And I think a lot of the gimmicks work really well, some of them not so well. I think Ishin's heat system is kind of a disaster. Like, there's just like too many layers to it. Like, you kind of have to go through like a whole fucking bureaucratic process to make any of the heat actions in Ishin do any sort of damage beyond nipple bursts. Like, it sucks. I think that does suck. Like, heat action should be like, you know, punchy and kind of simple to perform and, you know, deal decent damage. I don't know if I wanted to deal nuclear damage like they do in a majority of the franchise, but the damage they deal in Ishin is absurd. And well, I think the damage heat actions deal in Roblox 3 is also like absurd, but that you can never really increase that. There is no bureaucratic process for increasing the heat action damage in Roblox 3. Like, an in-between between the heat action damage between Roblox 3 and Roblox 4 would be the best case scenario. Honestly, even in Roblox 4, heat actions just deal way too much damage. Just like an in-between between Roblox 3, Roblox 4 would be very, very nice. And I do think a majority of the modern Yakuza games, modern Roblox games, modern Like a Dragon games tend to have upgrade systems where you can kind of like customize your experience to the best matter possible. So, you know, you can like kind of stick with the damage output that you really want. I think Roblox Eyes and Lost Roblox are really great about this. Roblox Zero is actually pretty bad about this because in order to unlock the coolest combat moves in the games, you have to like go over the upgrades which increase your attack to a ridiculous degree. Like, you can't get the coolest, you know, tech moves without increasing your attack to the max. So it is kind of limiting in that aspect. While a game like Roblox Eyes, you can completely ignore the damage upgrades and just get every single cool combat move without increasing your damage, just for more stylish no damages. I really, really like that, and I'm glad that pretty much a majority of the series just keeps doing that same upgrade system. Lost Roblox has the same upgrade system. Gaiden has an upgrade system that works in a similar fashion, though is more convoluted, but at the very least you can avoid damage upgrades entirely and still deal great beginning damage. And well, if you do upgrade your damage, you'll just become way too broken and the game becomes super, super easy. In fact, with Roblox side, I mean, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. I still have like more than an hour of this video left, so maybe I shouldn't be talking about Gaiden right now. And I hope my strategies for no damaging this final boss were simple enough to grasp. And here we have Roblox 6. Something which I really need to mention about Roblox 6 is that the moveset is completely different from Yakuza 6. Roblox 6 really goes out of its way to pretty much like make Kiryu like a powerhouse of ability and skill, because like this was supposed to be his finale game before they kind of like just ignored that and just continued on and made more finale games. But in order to show off that this is Kiryu's finale, they had him like equipped with every single ability from the past and future. You know, future and past combined and meet at the exact same time in this present green Kiwami room. So it's just like an insane showdown, and it just like kind of shows Iwami to be the pathetic like bitch that he is in Roblox 6. Well, in Yakuza 6, he was kind of a tough fight because we were a little bit more limited in our combat abilities, but here we can just leapfrog over him and just show him who's really boss of this arena. Roblox 6 is also infamous for probably having one of the most bloated budgets in the entire franchise because they paid a ton for the licensed songs. They had to pay Kanye like 100 million Robux just to use his music for this final boss fight, but it works really, really well. But I'm telling you, oh my goodness, like it inflated the budget so much just because they kind of wanted that like grandiosity of the entire thing to really like pay off. I don't know what else to say here because like the strategy is Kiryu is too OP and he's going to demolish Iwami and he's going to jump over him and do grab combos and he's going to bear hug him there, and then he like breaks the laws of physics there and he's going to land a tiger right there, and then boom, dragon heat mode, heat action, and then we're going to absolutely demolish him with punches to the face with the dragon heat style. We're going to dodge every now and then because he can attack, but we're just going to absolutely just go for a complete onslaught of a strategy just to like really, really like put Iwami, the little baby Iwami, compared to the big block Kiryu. Today is my second day of recording. It's actually the second time I've done this for a video that is 2 hours long. Second 2 hours, second time recording, so on and so forth. The past couple videos which I've released have all been like 2 hours long, aside from like the boss fight compilations. And well, that's just huge. I've been dropping like feature-length no damages for a majority of this month and the last month, but 2 hours is a decently like short time if we're just talking about like no damaging an entire game. But then there's certain videos where it's not just a game, it's a bunch of boss fights, like in this one here. So for the second phase, we're going to take advantage of the fact that every single time we do like a leapfrog attack, he's always going to do a retaliation attack, and then we're just going to do some tiger drops and boom, just put him down. The timing is a little bit tricky, but once you get used to it, it is quite simple to pull off. And I believe right up next, we're going to have Roblox Eyes. This is one which I never thought was going to happen because I did not think Judgment was ever going to get a PC port. And even when it got a PC port, I believe this one was recorded on the Steam Deck. And well, I had to actually change my Steam Deck to Windows to run the Roblox Eyes experience, because normally Steam Decks run on a Linux software, and Linux does not like opening EXEs unless you do like 20 different steps I didn't know how to do. So running this mod was next to impossible on Linux, so I had to make my Steam Deck like run on Windows 10 instead of like what it was running on before. And honestly, running it on Windows 10 just kind of made a majority of my games run better at 60 FPS, because beforehand on the Linux software they ran at like 45 FPS. It didn't do like a smooth 60, and well, in order to get a smooth 60, I did kind of have to lower the graphics, and the graphics couldn't go beyond 720p, so that's kind of like the one drawback there. We were recording on the Steam Deck, but this was the first video I recorded on the Steam Deck, and one of my favorite things about, like, you know, recording this game on the Steam Deck is because I could run OBS on like a portable like console, basically, as long as I was okay with like 720p footage. So I was like no damaging certain fights, like on a road trip. Like I was doing Cane Man while inside a car, like on an 8-hour drive. And I actually like succeeded in no damaging the fight. And well, the final Cane Man fight is one of the most pain in the ass ones, because it's like the final one at the end of a long battle. So you really have to like repeat every single part of the level like beforehand in order to reach Cane Man. That was very annoying and tedious. For this first phase, I'm mostly like spamming Tiger Drops and all that, because I did like just to regain most of my heat back, because I spent all my heat on the one heat action. This one dynamic sequence was super annoying, because this strobing effect that's happening with like Roblox Yagami here isn't always supposed to happen. Like every now and then it's normal, but the one attempt where I actually succeeded with the no damage here was the one with the strobing effect happened, so I just kind of had to deal with it. And also, you're going to see that there's like an extract at the top left of the screen. That is the Dance Fighter extract, and what it does is that it makes your combos faster. Judgment's base like combo speed is decently slow, so I kind of need to get any sort of speed boost like possible in order to be able to no damage to the most efficient way like available. Also, you might see that I might drink a little bit of alcohol every now and then. I'm not going to take damage. Technically, alcohol does heal you, so I guess I am using healing items in this run, but I'm not really healing, if you catch my drift. I'm just kind of like regaining my alcohol just so that like my heat gain is always at the max possible. So yeah, the strobing effect with Yagami is finally gone, and here I'm going to try to start a combo, but I failed because just like I guess I knocked him out of it like too early. What I'm supposed to do like in that situation, you're going to see later on in the second phase of this fight, but I have to warn you that I did not do the first and second phase of this fight in one take, because, well, they're kind of two different boss fights. They're not really like one big boss fight. So yeah, I did them like as separate boss fights. I did not do it as one take. So there will be like a very dynamic like cutting between the boss fights, so you can't tell the difference. But I gotta let you know it is not one take. Just kind of do not want to lie to my audience here. There's a lot to say about Kuroiwa. He's one of the best final boss fights in the entire franchise. He's probably one of the most difficult to no damage because he has so many different like retaliation like movements. One retaliation movement he has is actually very useful to no damage. Just the one where like, you know, he's on the ground and he does a retaliation attack. No other enemy in the game does that, so you can't really fight him like any other boss fight in the game. But because he has a retaliation attack every single time he's on the ground, you know it's coming, and if you know the timing for it, you can like pretty much just Tiger Drop spam him. You can't do that with the other boss fights when they're getting up from the ground. You can just kind of do other build-ups and shenanigans when boss fights are getting up from the ground. A lot of like Judgment tech is just abusing boss fights when they're getting up from the ground. But Kuroiwa, you kind of have to abuse him with Tiger Drops, and if you don't know the timing, oops. And if you're playing the original Judgment on the PS4, which runs at 30 FPS or like a little less every now and then, yeah, doing those Tiger Drops will be harder. This remaster has like a few visual differences from the original game, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Like this game just tends to be more blue every now and then. But despite the more blueness, running at 60 FPS is a big boost, and I really like that. It does make the combat a lot more enjoyable, and it just makes landing these Tiger Drops a lot easier, just much less of a pain in the ass. But besides the fight itself, which besides okay, the retaliation moves he has, so like sometimes if you attack him from the front, he'll just like do like a fucking sweep kick or something, or like slide into you, and like the animation is so fast you can't react to it. He has like a parry system, like he has like the Yakuza 6 parry, so sometimes he'll just kind of throw you behind you, and that parry doesn't damage you, thankfully, but he just has so many different moves that he can like react with. Like his normal combos are also just fast enough that he can actually hit you. He can jump off walls and do like the wall jumps, which Yagami can do as well. Roblox Yagami and Kuroiwa Omega here are nearly identical because they both draw their Roblox powers from negativity in the beginning. Well, Yagami learns to like, you know, be positive, and their 89 like infected our orange boy over there, and he's become Roblox. So the Roblox process, like this is kind of like where the series started turning everyone into Roblox. Beforehand it was just like the main protagonist or like people of immense skill that could become Roblox. But moving onwards, for most of the time, everyone possible will become Roblox in a safe manner after the dissolution of the Roblox clan just allowed like normal civilians to become Roblox. But beforehand, it was only like a form that could be installed by the most powerful of warriors. Korone Omega is kind of like just the fucking worst like possible scenario for like a normal civilian turning into Roblox, because he draws on negativity to pretty much gain his form, and it pretty much fucked him up. He lost his face because of that, so he can't really have he can't judge anything anymore because he's lost his eyes, his judge eyes, his Roblox eyes. He doesn't have them anymore. So yeah, the strategy there is that if he ever does that, if you start this fight off and he does that animation of injecting himself, you actually have a bigger time frame to like do a combo. But yeah, when he does that, you do that, and then you do this, and then this is the combo. This is basically the combo I like to do on him, and it's very long and elaborate, and it's epic and awesome, and it will waste your entire like heat gauge from beginning to end. But hey, you know what? Instead of like wasting my heat gauge on just like a couple heat actions, I might as well just waste it on this one big combo that's going to delete around like a third of this guy's health bar. Like I wouldn't say it's half per se. And, well, Roblox eyes and judge eyes is the one thing where if you get hit by the boss fight while you're in heat mode, you actually don't get damaged. But if you want to have the most stylish no damage, it's probably best to avoid getting clipped at all. But you know what? I just kind of took the one hit at the end there, just kind of like bring this entire combo together for this one final heat action, then boom, Tiger Drop. We're going to be spamming the Tiger Drop and just other setups like in general. But yeah, Korone Omega, like, pretty much lost his face, lost his judge eyes, and became insanely evil in a quest for power. He's going to like destroy most civilians in his path, and he also like invents time travel in order to travel to the third game in the Roblox saga. I believe it's called Final Roblox or Final Judgment in the Yakuza Dragon like franchise or the Judge franchise. And there's this event that happens in Lost Roblox where Yagami, or like in Final Roblox, where Yagami encounters Joe Biden after he says, "If you do not vote for me, you are not black," and pretty much causes like the third race war. And Joe Biden didn't do that because he wanted to. It was Korone Omega who forced him to do that. He was holding him at gunpoint, at Roblox point. So this is why we have to stop him now. So that event, that like fucking horrible apocalyptic event will never happen. So it's just like we have to like pretty much like cut the bud now before shit gets way too out of hand. Like just, I don't know how I'm going to be able to no damage Final Roblox. That might be the hardest no damage in the entire franchise up to that point. Even harder than the turn-based games, which will be coming up after this fight. One thing which really helps in the Roblox eyes, Lost Roblox, and hopefully it'll help me out in the Final Roblox no damage as long as they don't retcon anything, is that Roblox Yagami specifically is endowed with the speediness of Accelerate from Ben 10. But Accelerate only really makes sense in English, so if you play the game in Spanish, you actually lose those abilities because Accelerate's name in Spanish is not called Accelerate. It is XLR8, and that just doesn't translate well because his name is just the letters XLR8. But if you say those exact same letters and numbers in Spanish, it doesn't actually sound like a word at all, and you pretty much just lose the powers. Thankfully, even in the Spanish version, Yagami is endowed with the strength of forearms from Ben 10. I'm just very glad that Ben allowed Yagami to borrow those powers and just pretty much keep them forever. So that is how he's able to do the strong Tiger Drop. That's how he was able to do all the flip kicks. It's all because of Accelerate and forearms as abilities. And also, a little bit more information on Korone Omega. Why is he Omega? Because Omega, I believe, is like the last letter in the Greek alphabet, which he should be last place, but no. He's the last thing on the road. He's like the finale. You know, he's the end of all things, and that's where he gains a majority of his power. So here we go. We are at Like a Roblox set. No. We're actually at Roblox 7 Like a Dragon. So the Like a Dragon moniker is still being used in the Roblox franchise up to this point. But in future Roblox releases, that's going to change a bit. It's going to be more Like a Roblox. But here we're still Like a Dragon because this Roblox character is specifically like a dragon. And here we just have a big mix of stuff because I believe humanity... Well, the time frames of like Roblox Eyes and Roblox 7, they're kind of like at the same time, so humanity still hasn't fully accepted the Roblox transformation yet, so we've gotten some more weird results. Korone got involved. A lot of people embodied the avatar of Korone. Korone, I forgot how to pronounce her name. So the modding process for this one is impossible. This cannot be recreated. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and they need this ability in order to be able to take down Tendo here. Sadly, Eri might have gotten it the worst because she is probably the most civilian out of everyone here, because Ichiban is an ex-Yakuza, Adachi is a police chief and he's always present, Jujin Han was an assassin and hitman and basically part of the Yakuza, right? But Eri was just a civilian, so her transformation is easily the most drastic out of everyone's here. As for no damaging in Roblox 7 and Yakuza 7, it is completely RNG and kind of bullshit. Let me elaborate on that. So the way you no damage in Roblox 7 and Yakuza 7 is either you destroy the enemy before they have a chance to attack, or you dodge their attack. And the way you dodge their attack is by having your agility boosted to the max and the boss fight's accuracy boosted to the least. So I used the photo blink ability from Eri to pretty much like decrease the boss fight's accuracy, and then everyone else either drinks quickness lemonades to have their agility super duper boosted, and you pretty much pray. But you kind of have to pray with really, really good stats, because if you're... I used a cheat engine to pretty much boost every single one of my party members' agility to 9,999. Every single other stat is completely normal for leveling up every character to like level 99 and leveling up most of the jobs to level 99. But only the agility I boosted to like 9,999 because I boosted my agility to the max possible, like with the normal constraints of the game without using the boosters inside of the game. And I was able to dodge the boss fight's attacks on hard, but I was not able to dodge a majority of the boss fight's attacks on legend. So I thought, is it even possible to dodge the boss fight's attacks on legend if your agility is 9,999? Yes. But the most surprising thing is that it is actually possible to get hit by the boss fight if your agility is 9,999, so you're still at a risk of taking damage even with that boosted agility stat. So for more information on that, watch my original Yakuza 7 no damage and my original Roblox 7 no damage. And believe it or not, this was not recorded on a Steam Deck, this was recorded on a MacBook laptop. So yes, I was running boot camp to run Windows to play these games, and the sadness is that this is a next-gen release at the time where I was playing it, so it just ran like ass on my system, and I needed to lower the graphics to the PS2 level, kind of reminiscent of the original Yakuza 1 and 2 games, in order to run this at a somewhat decent 60 FPS. As for the strategy with this fight specifically, it is decreasing his accuracy, increasing our agility, and then just spamming lightning moves and gun moves for the rest of the fight from then onwards, and hoping for the best. Tendo is kind of annoying in the sense that like he has a ton of health, he resists most things except for lightning, so yeah, this fight just kind of takes forever. But beyond that, I think I realized why Korone shows up in Roblox 7. There's a lore reason for this, and it has to do with the fact that Adachi was present. I would recommend watching my Adachi was present no damage video. If you type it in, you might be able to find it. It's around 2 to 3 minutes. That video was specifically about Yakuza 7, but it actually informs a lot of the plot for Roblox 7 because there was an ominous figure. I believe Ichiban's foster father was creating 5G towers to turn everyone into dogs, and Ichiban was like desperately trying to stop that. Tendo actually kills Ichiban's foster father, the famous Arakawa, and you know, like Arakawa was only doing it to disband the Roblox clan so that everyone could actually become Roblox, not become dogs by 5Gs. That was actually a bit of gaslighting on his part, just kind of like a false alarm, a red herring. But Tendo is actually planning on going ahead and turning everyone into dogs. However, a couple other evil Roblox figures actually like kind of did activate a couple 5G towers, and that's why Adachi was present at that moment in time and turned into a half dog, half man. And there are other assassins and individuals and civilians who got the dog treatment, and that's why Jujin Han is half dragon or half Yakuza and half dog. Well, I don't know if that counts as half. That looks more like 75% to me, but you be the judge of that. So yeah. For more information on that, do watch my Adachi was present no damage and my Roblox 7 no damage, and just the other Roblox no damage, and just kind of pick up on the lore details. It does tend to be a bit scattered because the Roblox series does tend to be a little bit sporadic in like the way it jumps with its plot. A little bit more sporadic than the original Yakuza and the original Like a Dragon and the original Ryuga Gotoku series. I will say that I think Yakuza 8 is a huge improvement over Yakuza 7 because Yakuza 8's no damage was not done with the cheat engine at all, and it was done on Legend, so you can like no damage the game on Legend just with your normal human attrition of grinding really fucking long hours in the mines to get everyone to max level. and we're almost done with this fight, and I think I should probably elaborate on what the true purpose of this Roblox series of no damages is. I mean, I already hinted at the fact that I did my Roblox Kiwami 2 video because my original Yakuza Kiwami 2 video was ass. But that video popped off really, really well, so I thought might as well do every single other game in the franchise. And when I was revisiting those games, I would either use a moveset mod to kind of change up the gameplay, or if my gameplay wasn't that good beforehand, I would just do new strategies to make more exciting gameplay, or just more skillful gameplay, so on and so forth. I would try all these different methods to create fun no damages, but another thing which really drew me to the Roblox series of no damages is that this was pretty much my excuse to just do brand new no damages with music swaps, because at that time I also learned that on the PC versions of the games, there's a setting to turn off the music, and once you do that, you can slot in any song you want for the fight. So this has just kind of been my excuse to do song swaps for these no damages and do more stylish no damages, and I've just kind of made an entire series of it, and now I have no damaged nearly the entire Yakuza franchise twice, and I might maybe even thrice, give or take. I don't know, you'll have to judge that for yourself. Oh, speaking of judging, Roblox Eyes actually kind of marked a shift in how these games are modded, because beforehand, the character models were kind of hidden in this one weird folder, like a Chara and bin folder. You can kind of access that folder in every single other file, and that was a funny jump Tendo did there. And you can rename certain files to other files, and I can redirect those character models to your own character models that you want to insert into the game. But then I believe with Judgment and Roblox Eyes, they kind of hid that under 2 or 3 more administrative procedures. I'm not a modder myself, that's why I need the help of other modders to help me bring these experiences to life. But I really wanted to mention that because you really need the help of modders from Judgment onwards. I mean, you need the help of modders for every single game, but I believe it got harder to mod the games with Judgment onwards, and you need to create a brand new tool just to access the character models involved. And here, I decided to include 2 different final bosses because technically, Masato Arakawa here would be the final boss of the game, but he's kind of an epilogue final boss, if that makes any sense. Tendo is the real challenging, full test of your skills and stats sort of final boss, so they both had to be included. And this is a fight which you actually don't need your agility at 9,999 to no damage on Legend, because I actually managed to no damage this fight on Legend with my basic, upgrade everyone to level 99 and upgrade every single job that boosts your agility to level 99 stats. I was actually able to do it. It was completely random though. You need to be able to dodge 2 or 3 separate times, and also you need to pray that some of these guys' retaliation attacks won't actually get you. Right now, this guy does retaliation attacks every now and then, and for some reason he doesn't commit to them. And so that's what doesn't make any sense in this fight. But if you spec yourself out right, and if the RNG plays right into your favor, you don't need the cheat engine to no damage this fight on Legend. When it comes to not using the cheat engine in Yakuza 7, you can do pretty much chapters 1 to 10 or something, or maybe 1 through 11 without using the cheat engine for agility 9,999. But then onwards, things get a lot more complicated. But I also figured out, yeah, see, he has a retaliation attack there, but for some reason he doesn't commit to it, and I don't know what affects that, so that's just a very, very strange, setup. And here I'm really trying to vary up my movements, just kind of, keep a nice pace going. Once again, he does a retaliation attack, but he's too far away, he doesn't connect with me. And here I'm gonna let this music sync play out, because this will not copyright claim my video.
Come on!
you go! Fuck you! Damn it! Ichiban! Not done yet.
Another good excuse that the Roblox series allows me to indulge in is actually use the English dubs of the games, the ones which actually have English dubs, like Roblox 7, Roblox Eyes, and now Lost Roblox, because normally in my normal Yakuza and Like a Dragon games, like no damages, I always use the Japanese dub because it is better. But to kind of show some appreciation for the English dub and just to not be repetitive, the Roblox series is the one which inherits the English dub of the franchise. And this Lost Roblox fight, really check out that T-Lover X7 video. All the tech inside that video is super useful for just doing stylish no damage. It teaches you a lot of techniques and also kind of opens your eyes to things you did not know was possible because you wouldn't think to like experiment with it, because I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of stylish no damages involve techniques that are just not intuitive to average gameplay of beating up the enemy because, well, for one, I do not have attack upgrades for this fight. I do have an upgrade where if I land a charged heavy attack with Tiger, it increases my attack, but I have my attack at, I'm pretty sure, level 0 for this fight. Now look at my health bar, so tiny. Well, keeping the health bar tiny is important for just, if I need to retry the fight, I need to die quickly, and for dying quickly, I need a small health bar, because if the health bar is too large, it'll just take too long. But on Legend difficulty, boss fights actually deal a fuck ton of damage, so it actually doesn't take too long to die when the boss fight, when you have like a really long health bar, but let's just keep it short because it looks cooler. So I'm going to parry, and then I'm going to jump over the opponent, and I'm going to not... There's that fucking technique is super complicated and like involves like specific like holds of the shift button. Like you can't target the enemy when you're doing a certain jump or not doing a certain jump. Like the T-Lover X7 video goes into further detail on how to do like that backwards boxer launcher, and just kind of like tells you exactly how to do these juggles. You need to kind of like take advantage of, I don't think it's a glitch per se, but kind of like a floating glitch where the boss fight like refuses to go to the ground quickly, and how you activate that. There's like certain ways to like activate that like more consistently. It's kind of RNG every now and then, and sometimes it's not RNG. Like this fight, I think I went crazy with this fight, but I also think I could have gone more crazy because what I did not know is that there's a specific like phase of this fight where the boss fight does not have a retaliation like attack on the ground. And the reason that's important is because I think I played this guy like a little bit more safely because I thought he like would retaliate when he's on the ground more often. But there's one phase of this fight, I forgot which phase, I don't know if it's the second phase or the third phase, where he won't do a retaliation attack when he's on the ground. So you can kind of like get a little crazier with like your ground combos and not be afraid of him attacking while you're doing it. In the first phase though, he does do retaliation attacks, so you have to be a little bit more careful about what he does with his ground combos. Also inflicting a fear state and also inflicting like a parry state on your... Okay, so that's not a fear state, that's an agony state. That's very useful for heat actions and also just for juggling him, because when he's in an agony state, he's less likely to dodge out of an attack because he can't dodge. So that's how we do the first phase here. Then the second phase is the rest of the fight. Well, the second phase is like a majority of the rest of the fight, but the third phase just doesn't really have like a fancy animation which transitions to it. It just happens and he gets like a new heat form, so on and so forth. This fight is fucking crazy. Shit is always happening. I actually have to use the Flux Fixture in this one to regain my heat. Flux Fixture actually got a huge downgrade from Roblox Eyes, but honestly I'm kind of glad because that shit was way too overpowered in Roblox Eyes, and in Lost Roblox, all your other tools are just so much more fun to play around with, like your speed boost, your attack boost, your defensive boost from the parry system, which is actually useful, not for this fight in particular. Well, actually, I think there's actually certain instances where the little like effect you get from pairing a boss fight with Snake is useful precisely because Kuroiwa, if you like... No, this is not Kuroiwa, this is Kuwana. Kuwana here, I thought I was going to do the skateboard thing, but I actually did the skateboard thing like a lot earlier in the fight. Just a weird heat action to pull off because the skateboard is kind of unwieldy, but actually pulling it off and doing the heat action is just so cool, I just have to do it. And here I'm just kind of fucking up my juggles. Oh no, I actually got a decent juggle set up here, and just boom, just going crazy, dun 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 dun. But he's gonna go to the ground in a weird way, despite the fact that like I did not do that many hits on him. I don't think I activated the juggle state like correctly. But I'm still going crazy with him, just landing as many charge attacks and all. Hopefully what's happening here and what I'm saying makes sense. I'm actually kind of losing like my sight here. Boom, need to get my heat back, so boom, bam, pow. Oh man, I'm going insane. And while I'm going insane, I might as well talk about the boxer style, because like it really does feel like a bit of a pointless style, or just a very like unnecessary style, in the sense that like it just doesn't follow the same like combo rules of the other styles. It follows like the combo rules of like the one minigame that it's associated with, and the fact that it's DLC also sucks ass. I fucking hate that shit. Like that style should have been free off the get-go. I'm not sure if it's free on PC. This is the PC version of the game, but on the original like PS4, PS5, this is actually like the first Lost Judgment was the first Yakuza game I played and recorded on the PS5, so like that was really fun. And honestly, just if I had to play this at 30 FPS, it would feel better to play than Roblox Eyes and Judge Eyes specifically. But at least I was able to play it at 60 FPS, so that was a really, really great time. The boxer style has a ton of useful like juggle properties and just like, you know, no damage property, just like no damage uses, but as a style by itself, it just isn't as fun to use as the other ones because like, you know, the Crane, Tiger, and Snake all have like the finisher combo system. Boxer just doesn't, it just works on a much weirder system. You kind of have to like figure it out. It's unwieldy, but once you know how to use it, there's a lot of really great ways to extend your combos. It's just like, the way juggles work in this game, Boxer being a weird-ass style just doesn't bother me that much, but it be DLC definitely bothers me. So the fight up to this point I think has been really, really stylish, but here I'm kind of gonna flub it a little bit because I'm really, really scared and this guy fucking terrifies me, and just, it took me like 6 hours to no damage this fight, or like 5 hours of just consistent retries. It was painful. It was really, really painful, but fuck, dude, this is like one of my favorite final boss fights in the franchise. Not sure if I like him better than Kuroiwa. I think he's more fun to fight than Kuroiwa, precisely because like Lost Roblox combat system is just a huge improvement over Roblox size. I think Lost Judgment and Lost Roblox has the best combat in the entire franchise. And my only issues with it, this isn't even my issues, just like complaints I hear from other people, is that they don't like how juggle reliant it is. Like every single no damage of Lost Judgment kind of plays out the same, and I am not really changing up the game here. It is mostly just do sick juggle, do sick juggle, do sick juggle. But the thing is, Lost Judgment also has a really fantastic ground combo game. I did not learn it, mind you, because just fucking my head's like hurts. But it does have a ground combo game that you can learn and take advantage of. You can do like sick ground combos that go into juggle combos, and then just go into another ground combo again. It is there. And honestly, even without doing all this stylish bullshit, playing the game just feels good to play. Like if you're just playing the game like a normie or whatever, it still feels fantastic. So I think it still has the best combat system just like that. I mean, I'm sure just like playing the game casually, maybe there might be 1 or 2 other games that you might like better to play because like the casual feel just works for you better. But this, like, I think Lost Judgment is the first time this franchise has recaptured just how good it feels to play the games in like the older engines for like Ishin and like Yakuza 0, so on and so forth, because I don't think Yakuza 6 and Kiwami 2 was really there yet, and even Judgment, I don't think was fully there. Judgment just kind of had a little bit of a weird jank to it that just the older engines just didn't have. I think Lost Roblox finally brought everything together to make it feel as smooth and fun as to play as those older engine games, and just it's just the best one. It surpasses the older engine games in terms of combat. I think my only real issue with the combat in Lost Judgment is the fucking QTEs. The QTEs suck ass. Who invented this system? I hate it. I really do hate this system of QTEs. Like, you have to like know what the inputs are ahead of time, or you're basically fucked and you'll have to redo the entire no damage over again. One useful thing which helps with these no damages is that you don't need to use the control stick to do the directional inputs. You can actually use the D-pad for the directional inputs, so that's going to be a little bit less of a hassle for those who are struggling with that. I will say the lore in this fight goes fucking insane, because as you can notice here, how is he human? Why is Kaito partially human? Well, it goes into the motivations of Kiyoya here, who wants to destroy everyone who is Roblox. He wants to like bring about the end of Roblox. So basically, Kiyoya in the beginning of the game seems like a good guy because there's like people who are Roblox after the events of Roblox sides. In Lost Roblox, everyone is Roblox, but during the events of the Kaito files, like the Blocks files per se, a 5-year Roblox cause gets introduced where like any Robloxian can't get any work or own a job or own a home, and this pretty much screws over the Robloxian. So Kiyoya says, oh, I have a nice way to pretty much like revert anyone who is Roblox to human if you so desire. So people are like, oh, finally, I can become human, I can get a job. But what they did not know is that the method of becoming human again would destroy all of their internal organs and pretty much like give every single Robloxian who becomes human again from his methods a horrible death. And the way that he turned himself human, and Kaito's wife Mikiko here human, and his son as well, which isn't technically his son, but it is his son, you know, don't think about it too much, is that he uses an EMP grenade. And the reason why Kaito is still able to retain his Roblox model is because he's probably the strongest Robloxian in the Judgment verse, which pretty much like gives him, and also like the humanity in his head allows him to retain his Roblox strength to defeat this enemy. And there's a really great piece of symbolism at the end of the fight where we're pretty much going to end the fight off by using his human head. The humanity inside him is what defeats one of the greatest evils in the entire Judgment verse here, Kiyoya, because I believe in the Japanese version of Lost Roblox, the Kaito files, the final boss is called Kiyoya, the end of Roblox, because that is his goal. So yeah, just like an insane theme of genocide, a lot of great themes in this game, and boom, we're already getting like this sort of like repeating things 3 times to fully establish their importance. This is like the first time this happens here, and it's going to happen again at the end of the fight. Just really, really great stuff going on here in this final fight. As for the tech itself, this guy is a pain in the ass to fight. Like, every single boss fight in the Kaito files, for the most part, fights in such a way which is like advantageous to your fighting style. Like, you don't have to do anything too crazy. You can get aggressive, you can dodge into them. But Kiyoya, getting aggressive with Kiyoya just is a bad time because his fighting style is just like filled with so many different like counter plays, and the knife moveset's like not easy to really latch onto or counter. Like, he has like annoying ass moves like that. He also has annoying ass moves like the spray thing, where if you get hit by that spray and you're not in heat mode, you revert back to like the Yakuza 1 fighting style, where, you know, you can't like change the direction of your combo once you've inputted it, so you're pretty much stuck doing your combo in one direction like in the original Yakuza 1. And since we're not playing with original Yakuza 1 boss fights, we're playing with really advanced like modern Yakuza boss fights, that shit sucks ass. And also it lasts, that like status effect lasts for a really long fucking time, like 30 to 40 seconds. It's infuriating. But yeah, if you want more boosts or just like more information about the Roblox lore in general, especially the Lost Roblox The Kaito Files lore, I would recommend watching my original Lost Roblox The Kaito Files No Damage, because wow, this shit gets really, really complex. I don't think I remember all of it. And now remembering my second issue with Lost Judgment and Lost Roblox by proxy, I don't like that the tutorial prompts at the bottom right of the screen are pretty much like forced on you. Like, I'm pretty sure there's no way to remove it unless you mod the game, and I'm not going to mod the game. I've never modded a Yakuza game before, so it's like, what the fuck, you know? Like, I mean, I've played every single game in the franchise. I don't need these inputs at the bottom right of the screen taking up like valuable space that could just be taken up by the game itself and not the UI. Like, we already have enough things going on with the UI. I don't need this as well, if you catch my drift. And yes, I did use one of Kaito's own abilities to lower my health just so I can do a very specific heat action. There I did like a very cool little juggle combo, and I ended it off with a perfect guard heat action. And well, this perfect guard that you can do with the B style does require pretty precise timing. You can't just like normally block and it'll work. That's not how it works, because if you just normally block without like accounting for timing, you'll just take damage. You actually have to like perfectly time it, and then you won't take damage. For normal enemies, this can actually start a stagger effect, but since this boss fight is super strong and tough and evil and just wants to commit a genocide of all the Robloxian people, he'll just do his attack anyways and just super armor through it. So you pretty much have to like perfect guard like his attack twice. And I'm saying perfect guard, and this is not like a Yakuza 7 or Yakuza 8 no damage. This is a Lost Roblox The Kaito Files no damage, but the perfect guard timing is still very applicable here. But perfect guards will be super important for like a Roblox 8 Infinite Robux. And there's also a lot of great lore around Shin Kiryu Kazuma here, because like I said before, we are playing with the dub, and this character is voiced by Youngye in the dub. And I remember that when Youngye got the opportunity to voice Kiryu Kazuma in the main Yakuza and Like a Dragon series, there was a lot of negative feedback to him. Like, people didn't think like they leaned into it nearly enough. There wasn't like foreshadowing for it. But Lost Roblox The Kaito Files, I think, provides that foreshadowing that people were so desperate for with the main Yakuza and Like a Dragon like titles, because this entire fight is about this Shin Kiryu Kazuma being reborn as the dragon. You know, it's a Youngye here, and it will be Youngye in future dragon titles. So this is like his battle to be reborn, to reclaim the title of the dragon, but not just any Kiryu Kazuma, but the Kiryu Kazuma, the dragon of life and death, or death and rebirth. I actually forget which specific dragon we're doing here. As for the tech here, I actually do a pretty cheesy route. There's like this infinite you can do with the brawler style, which I think might have a different name. This game might be Bruiser, Tank. Fuck if I know. It's just the Yakuza 0 styles again, but really, really fun to play with. Like, the Yakuza 0 styles in the Lost Judgment combat system just work really, really well. They get super fast, mobile. Tank isn't exactly super, super mobile, but it is more mobile than it was in Yakuza 0, so I do appreciate that. So you can do this, which is really cheesy, just like constant like grab combos from the ground. It's kind of random whether it will be infinite or not, because the Shin Kiryu Kazuma Dragon of Life and Death and Rebirth here does have a habit of just breaking out of it randomly. So, you know, you have to kind of get lucky with that. If you get it, yippee. If you don't get it, then boohoo, you're gonna have to like play with a more standard like combat setup. But then there's like the juggle combo, which is infinite. You kind of have to like get him into a certain corner, and you have to like never drop it. But you can just keep it going over and over and over again. I hope a lot of what I'm doing here is self-explanatory enough, because One thing which I don't think I've mentioned about no damaging these boss fights is just that, like, jumping back into the combat tech of certain games after like a couple years is fucking infuriating. It's actually annoying because like there's so many little things that just aren't like instantly intuitive. You actually have to like practice a little bit to get back into the feel of how I used to play these games with all like the little tech and stuff, because fuck, I can't just pick it up and play. No, I have to like, you know, study what the other no damagers are doing, kind of get a feel for like what the playing field is at the exact moment. Am I going to copy that playing field exactly? No, because some of the shit that other no damagers are doing is out of this world, man. And it's a little too tough for me, but I kind of want to be on somewhat of the same playing field, you know, just like I got to know every single tool available, kind of like how speedrunners watch other speedrunners. That's kind of what I do with other no damagers, so on and so forth. Maybe one day I will speedrun a Roblox or Yakuza game. No promises for that happening soon, but since I have done a lot of no damages, I might as well give a try at like speedruns. And here, the fight is basically over. I'm going for boom, boom, bam, pow. I'm gonna do like the instant juggle here. I was trying to do like another juggle combo, but this other juggle combo I'm doing here just ended up being the infinite juggle combo. And I just love how quickly you can switch between styles and just use both styles for the juggle setups. But right now I'm only using Brawler because the Brawler is the way you do this like basic juggle here. And yeah, we're pretty much over here. Now, what else did I want to mention about the Roblox Saga? I'm going to be honest with you, I forgot what else I wanted to mention about the Roblox Saga. I will say that a lot of these Roblox videos just kind of have like weird formats for like screening and whatnot. I don't know, there's a better, like ratios, like aspect ratios. You see these black bars on the side? That is because I had to record this video. I recorded this video on the Steam Deck, and the Steam Deck was like 1280 by 800. It kind of has that weird-ass resolution. And that weird-ass resolution is that it doesn't really stretch well to like full 1080p like YouTube videos. So there's going to be those black bars on the side. I actually found a solution for this in my next final boss fight, no damage in the Roblox Saga, in Gaiden. I made the resolution like 13 something by another something, and that actually like scales better to 16 by 9, but the 1280 by 800 just does not scale to 16 by 9. And here we kind of have the beautiful montage of Roblox Kaito's son. No, actually just Kaito himself as well, just kind of like the sorrow he goes through, especially during the 5-year Roblox cause where he was out of work. The other Robloxians who felt the same. And just like the little montage there, him finding his wife. That is not his wife, that is his wife. She's also suffered greatly from the Roblox cause for 5 years. You know, she wasn't able to feed her son. That also got Kiyoya involved. The fact that he took advantage of like a struggling family's woes just makes him even more deplorable. But just, he learns like Roblox parkour for the obbies here. Just becoming skilled, just showing so much potential in the youth of today. Just very great messages by Lost Roblox: The Kaito Files. Definitely one of the best stories in the franchise. And now we have like a Roblox Gaiden, the man who forgot his username. And he is still a man. He holds that human element in him. And here he's trying to teach Shishido here about the fragility of his dreams when they're built on the backs of innocent people. Because he has hurt a lot of people to achieve his dreams, Shishido here. In one of these final, most climactic and just like conclusive like chapters in the Roblox Saga. I also don't think I gave enough credit to Lost Roblox Story, because that one also has a lot of really emotional moments, because there is that time where they kind of like time traveled back to Final Roblox before even going to Final Roblox, and Roblox Yagami witnessed the devastating announcement from Joe Biden and did his iconic Yagami scream, which I'm going to demonstrate for you right now. Thing is, I don't know if I'm able to like really do the Yagami scream the way it was before. Like, I do believe that original iconic Roblox Yagami scream was very much of its time and place, but echoes of it can still, like, I don't know what word to use, still exist today. And finally, Shishido is going into combat here, and this intro here does kind of like set up a little quicker than the original Yakuza game. But we're here, and I can't stop talking because this song will copyright claim my entire video if I stop talking. Shishido may be my favorite final boss fight in the Yakuza and Roblox franchise. If not, like, my favorite, he's definitely top 3. Which is weird because I don't feel that strongly about the rest of Gaiden. Gaiden is just kind of one of the weaker entries in my opinion. It's a very mixed bag. Like, I think it takes a lot of steps back from Lost Judgment and Lost Roblox in terms of its combat system. But there is also a few steps forward. I especially like how it brings the long battles back to their original style, because Lost Judgment's long battles weren't really long battles at all. They were just kind of like 3 or 4 sets of combat encounters, just like very isolated from each other. They don't really have like the continuity of long battles per se, the same way that even Yakuza 6 and Kiwami 2 had, or Yakuza 0, Yakuza 5, Yakuza 4, so on and so forth. Just like the combat encounters just felt too disjointed in Lost Judgment, and Gaiden, for the most part, aside from that one long battle in the boat, just kind of like brings back that continuity, or just like flow back into those long battles. It is kind of weird how the boat one just doesn't have that, and it's just a lot more like Lost Judgment's long battles, where, you know, you fight a crowd, then you go back to walking normally, not like walking in the combat realm, but walking in like the normal human hub world realm. That was just weird the way they did the boat one. But even the boat one just was cooler than like a majority of the ones in Lost Judgment. This fight is, we'll say, is a pain in the ass. Heat management is a huge thing. That's why I'm super drunk right now, because the more drunk you are, the more heat you gain while attacking him in the dragon style. So we'll be using Agent style because Agent is overpowered with just like this dodge counter you can do. You just do a little kick. That sets up juggles very nicely. Then from the juggles, you do heat actions, you do juggles. My juggles aren't going to be too crazy, but I like to mix in heat actions every now and then. I like to mix in a little bit of variety, but well, actually, no, I'm not really going to have that much variety. I'm just going for like a destroy his ass mindset, where I just do as many hits as possible with the dragon style. You know, just like demolish him. I'm not going to get like too technical. I know there's certain like jugglers in the Like a Dragon Gaiden space who use like the fucking serpent boots during juggles. I will never understand that. That shit is insane, because it does like barely any damage. It's like, it's kind of hard to like input, and it just doesn't even look that stylish. It's just like a split second of something to do. Now, the Serpent Boots have a ton of uses beyond that. Like, you can run into an enemy, and if you actually land a Serpent Boot attack and they don't block, they'll be like stunned for a bit, and if you stop at exactly the right time, you can pretty much grab them while they're stunned, and we'll do infinite grabs. In the Agent style, if you grab and then do a light attack, you can do that infinitely, and the boss fight can never break out of it if you're quick enough. So it's just very strange stuff. When you don't have heat, you can kind of do like a double roll into a boss fight while they're doing an attack, do a quick step attack, and then maybe do like 2 to 3 light attacks, and it'll work most of the time. That's what's gonna carry me in the final phase of this fight. I actually kind of drag out the final phase of this fight, but dragging out the final phase of this fight actually makes the song sync up better. So, you know, yippee! Oh yeah, I mentioned that I have this game in a new resolution, and I said, oh yeah, I did like 13 something by new something, which scales to 16 by 9. But if you're just playing with a Steam Deck normally, you can't actually access that resolution. You're stuck with 1280 by 800 no matter what you do. You can't even lower the resolution. So how did I do that? Well, actually, with the Steam Dock, like the official Steam Dock, if you connect that to a TV, you can actually access brand new resolutions, the TV, display, you know, what have you. So you can actually like upscale the game to 4K. It's just that it's a Steam Deck, so it's going to run like complete ass. But you could do it with the Steam Dock. It gives you the option to do that. So one game which I was able to run decently smooth with a bit of slowdown is like Cuphead at 4K on the Steam Deck. Well, mind you, I'm also running this at Windows 10. Who knows? Maybe if I was running the Linux software, the 4K thing would like work a little bit better. And yeah, no, just there's so much to talk about with this fight, but also it's like actually overwhelming. Like, watch my original Like a Dragon Gaiden No Damage for more context on how to defeat this fight, and also my original Like a Roblox Gaiden No Damage for this fight. I want to talk about some lore with Gaiden specifically, because Shishido's backstory in this is like completely different from like the original Like a Dragon game. Basically, Shishido believes that he is like the aborted child of Majima and Park from Roblox 5. Yeah, no, the lore is getting fucking crazy. I mean, the failed abortion, because she didn't actually abort him, she just hid him from the world. That's what he thinks it is. But near the end of the game, he actually finds out that his secret parents were actually gamers. He doesn't have any Yakuza genes. He thought that he was like meant to rule the Yakuza because he has like Majima's crazy genes and he would just inherit it because of that. But no, his parents were just ordinary gamers. And yes, they did hide him from the world. They pretty much put him into an orphanage. He is an orphan, but he's not like, he doesn't have the Yakuza gene. So like everything he's accomplished was precisely because of him alone, not because of any genetic history he shares. He did it all on his own. He doesn't know how to deal with that. And like part of this fight is Kiryu like, you know, making him come to terms with that. And also with all the harm he's caused other people in the process of like hunting down that dream. And the shit that happens with Watase in this game is also insane, because he's going to appear near the end of this fight. He's going to be like at the bottom of the stage along with every single other Robloxian. Majima has finally gained the strength to become Robloxian. Same with Daigo. And well, Saijima's been Robloxian for some time because he's one of the strongest in the franchise. Part one of the only Robloxians to match Roblox Kiryu's strength. But Watase, you're going to notice that his model does not look like Watase. It's like, what's going on here? That's because Roblox Watase actually died before Gaiden came out, but his lingering will carries on in this suit of sword-fighting Roblox armor. So Roblox Watase is actually strong enough to pretty much carry on through spirit alone, and he's also OG enough to embody one of the OG sword fighters from the Roblox verse. So that'll make more sense once we actually like step outside here, because while we're indoors, he's not visible at all, but we do have to protect Roblox Watase during some of the fights. Like earlier on in this video, he actually fights with us during one of the fights in the like a Roblox Gaiden video, so do watch that video to see him in combat. He actually explodes a certain enemy during the big Lego Batman fight, the one where you have to use like your grappling hook to like hook up to like a higher piece of elevation. I don't think I saw him in that shot there. We're gonna have to like get a bit of a pan here, maybe once we're near the end of the fight and have the camera facing the other way. You'll get a better sight at what we're looking at here. But beyond that, I don't know what to talk about anymore. Oh, I think maybe I should talk about some of the reasons why I don't like a Dragon Gaiden that much in comparison to Lost Judgment. Number one, the limits to juggles. It seems that after 4 to 6 seconds, enemies, boss fights will always fall to the ground. So that limits like your juggle options. You know, you either have to re-juggle the boss fight to just get more juggles going, or you can't do any of the really crazy stuff that you could do in Lost Judgment for no reason. I don't know. I guess they did it because if you kept your juggle going on for too long in Lost Roblox, the damage output would become way, way weaker. While here, there's no damage scaling whatsoever. So as long as you're juggling the enemy, you deal the exact same damage. So even with these really short 6-second like juggles, you still deal a fuck ton of damage. So there's no disadvantage there. It's just that, like, you know, the skill ceiling has been lowered somewhat. And also, agent style, the way you can, like, swap between your styles, I don't really like anymore, because when you're in extreme heat mode in agent style, you can only do your extreme heat mode agent styles. And also, that noise is me dropping a coin into a cup. It's kind of, I guess, I gotta chill with that. I shouldn't be doing that much. So actually like doing like normal agent combos while in extreme heat mode, which is one of the only modes that allows you to like instantly switch between the dragon and agent style here, is just very, very like inconvenient, because doing the extreme heat mode combos for juggles just doesn't work at all. It just kind of sends the enemy like immediately to the ground again if you do more than just your first hit of your agent style, because like summoning your second hit just takes too long, or just like your third hit just takes way too long and the enemy's already by the ground, like 6 seconds have already passed, so on and so forth. And also, the Yakuza style, the Dragon style in this game, I think for the most part is more fun to play with than like Yakuza 6 and Kiwami 2. It just feels better to use, except for the fact that it's slower. I believe the light attacks actually come out slower in this game than they do in Yakuza 6 and Kiwami 2 for no reason. Like, I guess it's because this is supposed to be like the heavy style, so it kind of has to be a little bit slow, but like this used to be a faster style, and the faster speed would just make this game a lot more fun. So it's like, what the fuck, man? And another thing... Okay, I forgot what the other thing is, actually. The normal agent combos just aren't great. And also, like, the normal agent combo, like, juggle starters just don't really work at all. Because, like, every single, like, combo that can, like, every single, like, finisher that can do a juggle in the agent style just has so much dedication and just, like, commitment to it that you're pretty much just stuck doing that animation. You can't switch to another style to do a juggle. Now, that could be solved if you could do your normal combos in extreme heat mode, but you can't. There's actually a piece of... Oh yeah, and here we're getting all the flashbacks to Kiryu's entire Roblox journey, because while this isn't the last time Roblox Kiryu will fight, I do think this is the last time Roblox Kiryu truly considers himself a Yakuza. This fight is kind of like a symbolic death of his Yakuza roots. He's remembering all the Hyomis, he's remembering his family, all the important moments in his life, so on and so forth, because this really is a conclusion of his Yakuza saga, as he pretty much implores himself to follow more humanitarian causes for the rest of the franchise. And I hope they keep to that. The humanitarian angle is really, really like compelling. It actually reminds me a lot of how Solid Snake just stops being a soldier and just kind of goes for more philanthropy. I mean, he still kind of acts like a soldier in the same way Kiryu still kind of acts like a combatant, but his Yakuza past, I think he's finally gotten over it. He's finally come to terms with it in this like battle. So that's why we're getting all these flashbacks, so on and so forth. But there's this piece of like Lost Roblox, and it also applies to like Lost Roblox, the Kaito Files tech, which is so specific and also kind of like pointless unless you're trying to do something really, really specific that you would never ever think to do it. But when you're in extreme heat mode in Lost Roblox, your heavy attack gets replaced with, you know, your extreme heat mode combo. That's how you're able to have two different like sets of combos in the same extreme heat mode style. So some people were like, oh man, how can I do a normal heavy attack when I'm in extreme heat mode? There's actually a way to do it. You have to press like the light and heavy attack button at the exact same time in a precise manner. And the reason I mention this is because sometimes I want to do like Kaito's drop kick while in extreme heat mode, and you can't do it unless you do that specific setup. Watch T-Lover X7's video for more context on that, because holy fuck, dude. Like, I mean, he doesn't show off Kaito files like tech, but the same tech is in Lost Roblox for different reasons. You want to do like a normal kick in extreme heat mode as Roblox Yagami, that's how you do it. It's fucking insane. And like, maybe that exists in Gaiden as well, but I doubt it. I mean, I tried it a couple times, it never came out, so I don't think it exists. And even if it does exist, that would be the most pain in the ass way to do like full combos with agent style. Like, how the fuck would those inputs even work? It would just be way too precise. So fuck, just bring back the normal combos in extreme heat mode. I hope that's what they're doing with the new Majima Pirate game. If they're not doing that in the new Majima Pirate game, but you're making the same mistake twice. Get the fuck out of here. Ah! I was originally going to release this compilation without the final boss fights from like a Roblox 8 Infinite Robux, because it actually was taking quite a while to complete that experience. I had the entire video done except for this section around 3 to 4 months ago, but it wouldn't feel right? Like, I needed to include like a Roblox 8 Infinite Robuxes to pretty much complete the saga, and also this game came out in 2024, and I was going to make all Roblox final boss fights from 2000. Oh, actually, in my no commentary version at this exact moment, it hasn't released yet, it's going to premiere Friday, I did not include the fact that it's every single boss fight from 2005 all the way to 2024, or as I like to call it, 1985 all the way to 2024. So I really need to mention that, so I'm going to fix that title on YouTube right now, and it will be like that for the commentary, which this is the commentary, so on and so forth. So right now, you're going to see a grenade fly at me, and you're going to see that I'm going to dodge the grenade. It's not going to make any noise. What the fuck is that? That is the Sea God's Talisman. And with the Sea God's Talisman equipped on every single party member, if you perfect guard an attack, you just dodge it completely. This is a great addition. Getting that item is a pain in the ass though, because you can only get 2 of them on one playthrough. You need to do 2 playthroughs, and those playthroughs also involve like doing the big swell, so it involves DLC. And mind you, New Game Plus also involves DLC, which is fucked up, dude. RGG Studios, do not make New Game Plus DLC. No! Stop it! Don't do that. So that's just my warning to RGG Studios. Don't fucking do that for Roblox 9. New Game Plus should be free for everyone. Like, that was fucking evil. That was actually like one of the most evil things they've done in a long while. Like a Dragon Gaiden not having New Game Plus period is also miserable. Fuck that. So just really spouting my language, my thoughts on that right now. Nearly 2 hours into the video, and these boss fights will stretch this video out to be over 2 hours long, so it's kind of got that cinematic feel, the entire saga, the compilation, everything coming to a head here. So yeah, my strategy here is to need to defeat these enemies as quickly as possible. Well, not as quickly as possible, but just as efficiently as possible. I don't want to spam summons in this fight. That was the thing which I did in my original Yakuza 8 no damage. I spammed a lot of summons. I don't want to do that so much these days. In the Roblox sagas, it just isn't really necessary. You can get away with like simpler means, which just look more stylish and don't last nearly as long. Even though I'm pretty sure the length of my Roblox fight here and my original Yakuza fight is exactly the same, and you'll see that Roblox Chitose and Roblox Jujing Han have words on their butt. What's up with that? I believe that is God. That is God's initials on their butt, and by God I mean whoever created these Roblox models, which Adam like pretty much organized to create this entire experience. Shout out to Adam. This video would not exist without him and other famous no damagers and modders. Well, no, the modders and no damagers are pretty separate. Maybe 1 or 2 of the modders might be no damagers, but they tend to either be one or the other. And I think here I'm going to let this part sync up. I'm just going to let it play out because this music does not copyright claim my video. Very sad to sync up.
Help us! We need your guidance!
Time to end this little charade.
Bryce is easily the most evil antagonist in the entire Roblox saga. I'll watch my original video for more context, but he outdoes everything Kuroiwa Omega did. He outdoes the racism of Soma in Lost Roblox. Kunano was never really evil. He's more of an anti-hero figure. So, and he outdoes the evil of Kyoya because Bryce's plan would have screwed over not just the Roblox realm, not just the Dragon realm, but also the human realm. He was planning on bringing back Herobrine and transforming everyone in his cult into Herobrine. There's actually a lot of detail about the lore that are like kind of ambiguous, so we're still figuring this out. We're actually like hunting through the game to figure out these new things, but he was going to turn every single Palakana member into a fucked up version of Herobrine, a yellow Herobrine, mixing Roblox and Minecraft together in an unholy concoction of insanity. And he also was going to destroy the Dragon Realm by bringing back Claphand Junction from Roblox 5 to destroy everyone else. And he also permanently killed Minecraft Kuze Steve. He was waiting in jail, waiting to finally, like, you know, bring back some heroism into this world, and he shanked them. He killed everyone. Well, he didn't kill everyone. He wanted to, but he was close to doing it too. It's saying that Ichiban is such a great hero and has like so many heroic allies by his side that we were able to, you know, stop this from happening. But he was going to bring back the true apocalypse, because the apocalypse Kuroya Omega was hunting for was never going to be fully realized. Bryce actually had the materials to do so. So easily the most evil antagonist in this entire franchise. And it's great that in the Roblox version of this story, they actually kill him in the most brutal and fucked up way imaginable. They don't do that in Like a Dragon 8. They let him live so he goes to jail. They don't do that in Roblox. They actually fucking kill him in a way which I can't show it in the video because it would actually like strike my entire channel down. And I can't describe it either. It's way, way too graphic. Not even if you fast forward it 4 times can I get away with like describing it. Fucking A, man. So the strategy in the beginning is I tried to make Bryce afraid by doing the taxi move with Tomi-chan, but he didn't get afraid. So instead I went for the paralysis move where I paralyze him and just hope for the best that he doesn't like get out of it. And now we've paralyzed him. And I love the monkey, like the flying monkey strike. I mean, when it comes to like stylish no damages in like fucking Roblox 8, it's just doing fast attacks really, really quickly and not getting hit. I'll explain more later. Check out this sync up.
The shadows know no bounds.
This could be it.
There's actually a piece of tech that's very important to this fight. Not really tech, but more setup, where why is Ichiban at red health? Where I got him there precisely because he has this piece of equipment called like the True Hero's Armor. I forgot how you get it. It's specific to the class I'm like playing as right now. And when you have the True Hero's Armor equipped, if you're in red health, every single like turn where it's Ichiban's turn, he'll get a stat boost, and that's why he's able to get all these epic stat boosts. And well, since this is a no damage run, you know, this risk reward system will be just completely reward for me, because my whole purpose is I'm never going to get hit. And if I'm never going to get hit, I can be at red health and getting all the benefits while getting none of the D benefits, because I'm just never going to get hit, period. So yeah, that's why I'm doing that. Super useful for no damages, and just kind of like made this fight a little bit easier. Though I will say I was actually kind of expecting Bryce to break out of his paralysis. Paralysis status can be pretty random. Not as random as Seven's, but it's more consistent in this game, but it's still pretty random. Like sometimes boss fights will be paralyzed and they'll still move anyways, or like sometimes they'll break out of it after 2 turns, not 3 turns. Sometimes they'll break out of it in 4 turns. Like, but at the very least, he still is paralyzed, which means I get to do one final move. The first hero move Ichiban has ever had. Boom. It doesn't destroy him, but thanks to Jujin Han, one of the most heroic like comebacks in the entire saga, deals the final blow. Bryce is down for the count. Hell yeah, man. And now we're going to fight Kiryu, Roblox Kiryu's final boss fight in like a Roblox 8 Infinite Robux. So we're not done just yet, even though Ichiban does say it's over. It's not really over. We have Roblox Ebina, who's such a strange figure. I do think he's more sympathetic in this game than in the original Yakuza Dragonverse, but he still does want to like genocide the entire Yakuza. He wants to kill every single one of them. he has kind of like nearly the same plan as the original one, but there was just a little more build up, and like the focus on how fucked up his family tree was just really puts into focus, you know, like just the tragic figure of Ebina in this one. I don't think it fully works for me still, but yeah, and there I said, let's finish this! Like, I actually said that myself. I put that into the audio of the no commentary. So there's that. Boom. Final boss of the entire Roblox saga up to this point in 2024. This shit is huge. The setup here is actually very, very important. I'm going to be using substitution jutsus a lot for Kiryu because I'm going to be doing like the Epic Dragon of Dojima fighting mode twice in this fight. In order to do it twice, I need Kiryu to do a bunch of moves, and also Kiryu just has the best moves possible. First, War Cry. After War Cry, we're going to go into combat mode, and one of the most useful things about combat mode, I don't do it in this phase, but in like the final phase of the fight, I do end up doing it. What you want to do is like a full combo, then you want to do that combo, and then you want to do like a full combo, but then you want to do like the basic kick, except I did not do the basic kick. I kind of fucked it up there, but it kind of worked out in the end. But you kind of want to do like 8 hits and then do the double kick. I do it there, and normally that would be amazing, but for some reason Kiryu fucking missed it like a dolt. But whatever. And also you want to like do wall impact, like wall splats. Like if you land a heavy attack and he kind of like slams himself against the wall, that just deals extra damage. And here I gotta mention the paralysis. That shit never happens. Like this is actually the luckiest attempt I've ever had, because most times it takes like 5 to 10 different like electric attacks to paralyze this fucking guy. But the one attempt I have here, it took 1 jellyfish juice. Like what the fuck? So I actually take advantage of this luck immensely quick. So I do use a summon in this fight, but the summon that I use is just one of the quicker ones in the game, you know, like, and also it involves like Roblox Kiryu actually like throwing down and like punching the boss fight himself. And since there's only one enemy which these guys have to like beat down, the summon is actually even shorter than it usually is. When it usually is, it's already pretty short. MMA YouTuber, very, very useful, and also it just looks awesome. It's like one of the best looking summons because it's just pure like, you know, martial arts, MMA, beating the boss fight's ass, while the other ones can get a little bit more goofy and just don't fit the tone of the finality here. So I just didn't want to use it, especially the ones I used in my original Like a Dragon 8, like no damage. I used like the Hostess one, which just takes fucking forever. And yeah, like the weaknesses he has in this first phase are very much blade focused and electric focused, so we're gonna do a lot of those attacks. In the second phase, his weaknesses changed. I'm not gonna do the dolphin dive move because I just feel like the tone of that move just does not fit this fight in particular. We will be doing fire moves, because fire moves are very effective against him in the second phase. And here I'm going to be using different moves that most people don't use. Boom, dagger, because he's weak to dagger. Even though it doesn't deal that much damage, at the very least, a Sung here kind of helped out. And since Sung Hee has really great like dagger moves, I'll just do this to go into the second phase. Boom, bam, pow. But yeah, the setup here is very, very important. Constantly switching to Kiryu. Namba kind of like helps us support every now and then because, you know, he has fire moves as well. He also has like decent other moves. He has electric moves. He's the one that stunned Ebina. So yeah, good on you, Roblox Namba. And yeah, every single member of the Roblox 7 clan is finally Roblox, while before they were kind of like an in-betweens phase. They were able to kind of like muster the strength to fully become, like unleash all of their potential. And here we have to learn that like Ebina's father was the foster father of Ichiban. And, you know, he was an absent father. And I wanted to make like an AMV of that, but like Arakawa is so absent from this game. He's more absent from this game than he is from like Ebina's life, so it's actually very hard to find footage of him. And behind me, this is actually a detail I forgot to mention in my original Like a Roblox 8 Infinite Robux video, but why is Joe Sawashiro not Roblox? Like, he is Roblox during his boss fight in this game, so why is he not Roblox there? It's because he didn't just gouge out his eye. Ebina gouged out his human form from the Roblox-like skin. One of the most painful processes any human being can go through. It's actually a great like test of Joe Sawashiro's like character, that he was actually able to endure that and live, because 90% of people would just fucking die 20% of the way through the procedure, but Joe Sawashiro powers on through to like, you know, make up for all the sins he's committed in the past. But seriously, it's one of the most painful things. Like, literally ripping your like second skin from your first skin. Holy shit, dude. It's like 20, I can't say that. No, I'm gonna say it. It's like 40 circumcisions like stacked on top of each other in terms of pain. It is fucking insane. I told you, this game deals with adult themes. It gets really fucking gruesome, especially in Infinite Robux. Like, Infinite Robux has the silliest things in the entire franchise and the most graphic and gruesome shit imaginable. What the fuck, man? It's actually hard to like keep up with. Ebina is also weak to gun in this phase. We're not gonna take too much advantage of that, but... And also these war cry, like setups are always important with Kiryu, because you need to deal the most amount of damage with Ebina, because we're pretty much fighting against the clock. We cannot let this guy do a single move. Actually, we can let him do one move. One of the rarest things that happens in this fight is that when you enter the second phase, he's still paralyzed and he doesn't do a single move. Normally, like the first move he does in the second phase is his healing phase, but this is like the one rare chance where he's like paralyzed so hard he doesn't do it. So the one time he gets out of paralysis is when he does the healing phase. So he's going to do the healing move at this point in time. This never happens. This is like the first time this ever happened to me in all my attempts. It took me like 9 hours to no damage this boss fight. Like all the hours it takes me to no damage the final boss fight of the Roblox Saga, I forgot him because like so many of them are so painful and like just take so much time. It drives me nuts. So I just need one more move to enter the dragon mode, and once I'm in the dragon mode, you know, like my next move, I'm still going to have like my attack fully maxed out. It's going to be beautiful. Also, there's a weird property with like attack boost. So you have War Cry, which, you know, increases your attack by a lot. Then there's like one called like the double dragon nunchuck move where, you know, you double your physical attack in the next turn. I don't think that affects this mode. I did not see like a damage increase when I did that move. So just stick with War Cry. It's good enough. So yeah, no, full combo there. And then once I do the full combo, oh, I've decided to do another full combo, I guess. Except this time I'm going to do the kick. Look at the beautiful kick there. And then once I do the beautiful kick, and then I'm going to do boom, pop, pow. And then I think I'm going to do like one more combo with the beautiful kick. And once I do the I actually fuck up. But I land that one heavy attack, which allows me to do one more heavy combo. And another thing you gotta watch out for is that you can actually take damage during these little sequences. And every time you take damage from these little sequences, it's always from some fucking bullshit. Like, you collide against the environment in a weird way, or like the enemy model collides against you in a weird way. Like, whenever you get like chip damage in those sequences, like, just blame the game. You have no fault of your own. Because like, well, that's not supposed to happen. Like, fuck you. That was not supposed to happen. Like, don't tell me I took damage. But they do tell you because it's a cruel game. And here I'm trying to like build up like my own version of like Kiryu's scream here, like. I don't think I fully captured like Young Ye's essence there, but I tried. And there we go. I have no damaged every single final boss fight in the entire Roblox saga. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching this feature-length no damage video compilation, and I'll see you all then for my next video. Peace out. Much love.